something for my godson Elijah and a little girl named Corinne. Some say the blacker the better, the sweeter the juice. I say the darker the flesh, and the deeper the roots. I give a holler to my sisters on welfare, Tupac kids, if don't nobody else care. And I know they like to beat you down a lot. When you come around the block, brothers clown a lot. But please don't cry, dry your eyes, never let up. Forgive but don't forget, girl, keep your head up. And when he tells you you ain't nothing, don't believe him. And if you can't learn to love you, you should leave him. Cause sister, you don't need him. And I ain't trying to gas you up, I just call them how I see. You know what makes me unhappy? That when brothers make babies and leave a young mother to be a pastor. And since we all came from a woman, got our name from a woman, and I came from a woman. I wonder why we take from our women, why we rape our women, do we hate our women? I think it's time to kill for our women, time to heal our women, be real to our women. And if we don't, we'll have a race of babies that will hate the ladies that make the babies. And since a man can't make one, he has no right to tell a woman when and where to create one. So will the real men get up? I know you're fed up, ladies, but keep your head up.
Yes, y'all, that was the greatest rapper of all time. That was Tupac Shakur, Keep Your Head Up. And you're now tuned in to the hottest show in the world. This is Saucy Conversations. This is season 2, episode 1. And right now, I want to introduce my co-host. Say what up to the people.
Hey, what's going on, world? This is Mac. Thank you for tuning in for season 2. We're about to jump this off on to the next.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? Young Dad back for season 2 on they ass. Hey, want to thank everybody, across the board for tuning in to season 1. We had a lot of fun, a lot of new things. Jeff and the crew got some whole new things set up for season 2. If you can't see, I'll let him say it. I ain't gonna say nothing about the backdrop, but he gonna speak on that. So hey, I'm glad to be back. I hope y'all, excited to have us back.
And we have a special guest with us on our panel. Say what up to the Saucy Nation.
Hey everybody, my name's H.
What's up?
Welcome H to Saucy Conversations. Welcome to season 2. And as you see, if you're watching home at YouTube, we have a new logo. Social logo, just like I promised on the anniversary episode. Shout out to Venice, she couldn't make it today.
What up, Venice?
She'll be on the next one. And we are back at Brooklyn Podcasting Studios, our new home.
Give it up.
Thanks for them having us.
Absolutely.
So let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the first topic today is buzzing on social media and not just social media but everywhere in the world. Some people have good feelings about it, and some people got bad feelings about it. Yeah. So today we're gonna find out on our panel how everybody feels about this topic, and the topic is Amber Guyger murder case that happened in Texas. Matt, can you give us a background on that, brother?
Well, Amber Guyger, for those who have followed the case, any of our international listeners who may not have been aware, Amber Guyger, at the time of the incident, was a police officer in Texas. She walked into the victim's residence, Botham Jean, rest in peace, walked into his residence and then fired her sidearm, fatally injuring the victim. Her claim was that she thought she was in her own residence and saw an intruder, so therefore pulled out her weapon with intent to kill. Damn. Here we are at the end of the trial, find out the man was in his own residence, not a threat to anyone. However, the prosecution did try to paint a picture that he was a credible threat. I don't know how you can't be a threat sitting on your own couch.
Must have been a bowl of popcorn or
that's the picture that the defense was trying to paint on this young man. Not only that, there was audio provided from residents in the building of her banging on the door trying to get in. Now, how she got in, the details are a little blurry, but all we know at the end of the day, a family has lost a brother and a son. He was also a Christian youth counselor as well. And earlier on, I recall one of the earlier findings or allegations against Mr. Jean was that he had marijuana in his apartment. But then next thing you know, friends and family came up. The man didn't smoke. That wasn't his lifestyle. And I'm like, what does marijuana in someone's apartment has to do with them actually being murdered by someone that's a trained professional?
Exactly.
If I walk into someone's apartment, I'll instantly know, hey, we're not in Kansas. But apparently she felt comfortable or maybe entitled enough to enter a threshold of a door and pull out her sidearm about this.
Right.
But you would think, what's different in this apartment? Are the spices in the kitchen a little different? I don't know, but there we have it. All in all, the jury has passed a sentence, 10 years, 0 financial fines being assigned to her.
She ain't had no money anyway, probably.
And also the thing with it is that 10 years, you're talking about a minimum of 5 years.
Yeah, she's going to get out
in
before.
In the state of Texas. But any of her time that she spent confined will count as credit towards that. So we may say instead of a minimum of 5, we may be looking at 4 to 4.5.
She's been in for a year already, like pending trial and all that.
To be up for parole.
Yeah.
So
The one thing you said, Mac, off the top was that, you said that there were witnesses that heard her banging on the door. Fuck, if that's your house, why not use the key? I mean, you know what I mean? That's off the jump. And I'm no prosecutor or defense attorney. I mean, damn. You see what I'm saying? So use the fucking key. That's the first thing. I mean, so anybody else can chime in. But it's 1,000 holes in the story.
The whole thing just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
How could you walk in there and think that was your apartment? Everybody's apartment should be a different setup. Unless you're like in a shelter or, you know what I mean, in a place like a prison. Like, it was all the same setup. How could you go in there and just not know you wasn't? I don't care how intoxicated you are.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't make the whole case. It's just a lot of holes and a lot of things we just don't know.
Right.
It's confusing and complex, and it's like over our head now.
So during the sentencing, right? This is the interesting part, right? So I seen the courtroom, right?
Yes.
You have one of the court officers rubbing her hair.
Oh my goodness!
Then like she's a fucking pet.
Then you have I've never seen this before in my life. The judge get down off his bench to hug her. You got the father saying that he want to be her friend. You got the brother saying that he forgive her and he don't want her to go to jail. My question to the panel: is there? We know they're going through a lot of trauma right now because of the death of their loved one. But is there a connection to maybe like slave syndrome?
PTSD?
Yeah.
Possibly.
I may not be able to quote this exactly, but the late, great Dr. Francis Quest Welsing made a comment similar, kind of along those lines, stating that any black person that would forgive a white person, or we can say in these days, anyone showing racism, especially violent racism towards them, and show them compassion and forgiveness for that very same act of violence, is suffering from a mental illness. The exhibition shown from the son, and now recently we're hearing about the father talking about he wants to be her friend.
Right.
I may not be a professional. This may not be the textbook definition of it, but I'm wondering if we're dealing with some weird form of Stockholm syndrome, where the victim actually empathizes with their captor, or the one that's actually the antagonist of the situation. They may be Christian. From understand that both Jean, the victim, was a Christian youth counselor, and that's all in all well. But if you strip me from the life of a loving family member without remorse, because I don't recall anything mentioning in the trial that she apologized or showed remorse other than crying when understanding that the sentence initially would have been 99 years. Maybe she was crying, understanding that, my quota of pumpkin spice lattes is going to be limited for that long. I don't know. But I can't. That's definitely a heavenly level of forgiveness for my taste, and maybe for a lot of other people's taste, regardless of your faith.
Right.
I'm like, if you want to stay within the Christian realm, yeah, she can get forgiveness. She can get that Old Testament version forgiveness.
Yeah, of course.
We talking eye for an eye and burning bush forgiveness. She can get some of that.
Exactly.
But no, it's just. It really left a bitter taste in my mouth. I've been jaded about this the whole week. Not so much as much the conduct of the court officers as well as the presiding judge, who also later found out through social media. I believe she's a soror of the police chief.
You know,
they were throwing up the Delta hand sign. So I'm like, is this a bone being thrown similar to the bone of asking the jury to consider the castle doctrine in Texas, which is very similar to Florida's stand your ground law? Right. Why even introduce that to the minds of a jury when, for one, it's already been established she was not at her personal residence? Right. Mm-hmm. So the territory shouldn't apply there.
I think that's what they were trying to do. I mean, all along, like, I think as far as the family is concerned, the Christians and all that, hey, I can't get into the whole logistics of all that. I know, but I think that, with the trial has gone on as long as it is, they've lost a son. They're Christian people, in some weird type of way. They're just trying to be done with this trauma. You see what I'm saying? On their end, I think they're just trying to really put this to bed, let their loved one, rest, and they get out of the public eye and all that. And on the court side and the judicial side, I think they're trying to paint a picture from later on down the road when her ass get up for parole. Mm-hmm. They can be like, oh, she wasn't that bad of a person. Yeah, exactly. She's done a few years. She, with time served, like you said, whatever she got 10 years, you dumb that down to time served and then good behavior and all that. Her ass will be back on the street in 3 years. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's two different things at play there.
Of course. I think so. I don't know. The whole case is just weird.
Yeah. It's fucking weird, man.
Like, okay, for knowing firsthand in law enforcement, and each state has different laws and stuff to protect you as officers. And for her, I can't. It's just too much stuff that we don't know about this case. And for her and how everybody just came and hugged, that's all trauma. Those people all in trauma. Let me tell you right now, I know people in my family who died of cancer. I hate cancer. I'm still maybe traumatized. But if cancer was a person, I'm not going to hug
exactly.
I just can't see me hugging a person that killed a loved one. Somebody you took out of my life too soon. How could you possibly just come over and be like, oh, it's okay? How, in your mind, and from the outside looking in, even if you did it behind closed doors, people would never know. You did it in front of a camera. Everybody can see. The world is looking at you guys now like, how could you? Now when you're outside, you're like, oh.
I got one. I got one. So I'm just thinking about this. So somebody said that there's no civil suit, right? There's no civil suit. So there's no money on the table, right? Nope. No. That's bullshit. This is fucking Texas. They got a fucking ton of money down there.
Yes, they do.
And so this whole charade and this whole, overlay for the fucking underplay, heads up to Gary for saying this shit, rest his soul. You see what I'm saying? All that shit is doing is wagging the dog so that, this family is going to be fucking paid behind closed doors. And so their marching orders is that don't go in here and slam this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because we can't give you nothing for, damning her reputation, because in a few years she's going to have to be up for parole. And based on what's going on now, we're gonna need your cooperation now. And seeing that there's no civil suit, this is gonna be for you to go in and act right. Yeah, conspiracy theory. It may sound like that, but I bet some of that is at play.
No, Eric Garner's family, they received money.
Yeah.
But where's the wife? I haven't seen the wife in a while. And I tell everybody, did you not see the mother's always involved? And the daughter passed away. Bless her soul. From they wasn't healthy people, I would say, but. We saw the whole video in academy. I was in the police academy and I saw the whole video. And the man, it's a whole lot of stuff that they don't show on the media. So I'm just like, wow, like it makes you think. So I'm just like, with that whole case and her video, her camera that she had on, we do not know that full thing of what happened, what, when, and where. Right. So yeah, they got settlement, they got money, and I believe that whole thing. I know people like, oh, conspiracy. No, they got to
something at play.
Yeah, I want to start. I want to start on the whole religion thing. That pisses me off.
Yeah.
First of all, 9 times out of 10, you Christians out there don't even know your own Bible. Yeah. And I seen it done in person. I seen that debates. I seen people get tested on the train.
Yes.
And then when they get tested on the train, they get all upset. Oh, no, this and that. Listen, I used to go to church from Sunday to Saturday. I'm talking about Bible study, choir rehearsal, deacons meeting, like the building fund committee.
Damn.
I mean, like
bus fund and shit.
Exactly.
You start at 8 and get out at 5 p.m.
Exactly.
With a full meal though.
Exactly. It's like these ignorant ass preachers get on TV and on social media talking about, oh, I'm a Christian, so the first thing I have to do is forgive, and I don't see nothing wrong with that. And then they say that oh, I get the 10 years, and I see the white privilege.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
These people, they piss me off so much. It's like, go sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because they try to make it seem like Jesus is Martin Luther King guy. according to them, according to religion.
Jesus King.
Exactly. Like this non-violent person. Jesus was not non-violent. Jesus took a broom and beat somebody's asses out the tomb.
Damn.
They don't mention that part.
Gangster G.
Jesus was a gangster. A lot of people don't want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? So these no members having ass preachers need to sit their asses down. You know, and the family itself, like I get the trauma and everything, but you know, if it was Tamika or if it was Chardonnay or somebody like that she could be a cop herself.
Right.
If this was a black woman shot your son dead on his own couch by eating ice cream, would you be that forgiving so fast? We are so quick in the black community. We are so quick to forgive others who outside our community, but don't forgive fast for people who are in our community.
Right.
And that pisses me off, and that needs to be talked about.
That's true.
If it was me, I wouldn't forgive this person because she took away my son.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she deserved more years than that, and she deserved fines, and she was a cop. It's like,
she was just so reckless with the whole
how
shit.
you not call the police? Like, how you not call the ambulance? Or like, do something. Call 911.
Right.
Yep.
And you should be trained for like any CPR or something like that.
Right. She didn't do anything.
She didn't do nothing at all.
She didn't call the bus, but they call an ambulance. She didn't do all the procedures of what she's supposed to do by textbook. She did absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
We've been in situations where it's been people on K2 and we had to do Narcan and all that. Exactly. She did absolutely nothing. I cannot forgive her. I can't. In my soul, I don't even know this woman, and I don't forgive her. Like,
and
how could you?
Like, she was so out of it and all this stuff. Okay, whether she was high or not. Right. I didn't see anything.
Did they say she was high?
I didn't see any. I didn't see anything in any reports talking about they didn't test her or nothing like that. I didn't see none of that unless they keeping that under wraps.
You know one of the real fucked up things too about this is that, like, in the aftermath of like all of these shootings, you know, this one included, and all of the ones, you know, in Baltimore, you know, in prior years and all that, the thing you never hear about is, like, you know, police training. You know, you just never hear about that, you know, like retraining or anything like that. Like, I know, you know, H, you could probably speak to some of that, you know, and I know that, you know, NYPD is diligent, and I know there's, you know, municipalities out there that are real diligent about training their officers and all that. But, you know, when some shit jump off, it need to be a national campaign. You see what I'm saying? Let the feds throw some of their money in there. And shit,
they don't show that stuff. And yeah, they do have the training, and it was trained like last week. So I have people in my family who are cops. So they've been trained last week because of mental illness and all that stuff that's going on with the cops. But there's a whole lot of backstory to that. But she had issues clearly, and all that stuff that was going. It's just stuff we just don't know. And let me tell you, they keep on the wraps because they don't want us to know. But let me tell you, we need to know when we travel to other states. We need to know what's their laws, because let me tell you, we got pulled over, and it was the craziest thing in the world to get pulled over, and you know you're an officer, and we let it get to a certain point until we had to go
before you show the credentials.
And then they
a lot of times they don't even fucking honor that.
No, they called. You know what they did? They went and called the department. They said, if you don't release those 2 officers.
Wow. So now here we are in this day and age, we still need to have a functional green book.
Yes.
For our
basically.
people.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
And for the people who know what that is, but you know.
Even for law enforcement, that's even fucked
they
up.
Need to
so you know the civilian, the average civilian is he need the fucking force green book. You know what I mean?
The laws inside school.
They do. I believe that. I'm 100% with that, because let me tell you, for us, it was we had to be on the other side of them so we can know what's the right way. Because we walking down the block, you stopping me for what? What you stopping me for? You don't have the right to stop me. Right. Exactly. And then when we got to learn the books, and we was like, what? Miranda rights? This is it. They don't have to read you your Miranda rights. Well, that stuff from the first 48 is a lie. Watching Law and Order, it's all lies. It's blue blood. So it's like, I stress everybody needs to know the laws anytime you travel. Know, because these people they don't care. They don't care about us.
And the last thing I want to just say on this is that we got a good friend at the Acronym League that that's all inside the fucking four walls of all fucking precincts. You know who I'm talking about? VC.
What's up, Van?
Yeah, what's up, Van? So we're gonna have to get his expertise out here so he can shed some light on some things and see what's going on. We'll we got the Click Vodka, and if you need a honey badger, we'll bring that too. So,
oh yeah. All right, moving on. Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh, Skittle face.
Yes, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh my God. Is that what they call her?
Took the stand.
That's what you call her?
Yeah. He took the stand against the 9 Trey Bloods that was up for life in prison, and he was just telling the whole book and everything. This,
he was giving it up.
This mainly he was just doing the Nino Brown. He was just mainly doing the Nino Brown. This is bigger than me, and I'm taking everybody with me.
Pretty much.
Yeah, he fucked up.
So one of the two guys just got sentenced to prison. They both got life, Shotty in them. So this one I want to ask the panel. What do you think about Tekashi 6ix9ine? Was he planted all along? Is this a conspiracy?
Who's the Jew say?
I say yes. I say he was.
You think it's a
conspiracy from the beginning?
You
think he was a plant from the beginning? You thinking?
Nah, I think he he did a second Breakfast Club interview where he's wearing like the sweater and everything. Yeah. I think that's when they came to him. Yeah. Before he did that interview, that's when they came to him. He had the sweater and the Breakfast Club. Yeah. Talking about, I don't need these people in my life no more. Yeah, you don't need them anymore because you're an informant now.
Yeah.
And then he had like video showing the Bloods robbing Jay Prince's son, Rap-A-Lot Records, and all them. Then they say that the driver also was an agent. Yeah, and he have like tapes of conversations and video and all that types of shit. And then he mentioned that Jim, he was just going off.
He gave it up.
He was like talking about Jim Jones is a member of the 9 Trey Bloods, Cardi B's a member of the he was just going straight Nino Brown.
Yeah. Hey man, this young motherfucker, I'm telling you, man, for one thing, he's a crazy motherfucker. I love the Skittles piece. You know what I mean? But for one thing, he's kind of smart in a sense that, if your ass is jammed up, as young as he is, as frail as he is, he's going to be, excuse my language, somebody real bitch in the joint. So he had to cut the best deal he could. You see what I'm saying? So him going out and giving these motherfuckers up, that's the only thing he could have done. I mean, you know what I mean?
He was facing 47. Yeah. But the main reason why I think he did it is because, first of all, they kidnapped him.
Yeah, he said his bodyguard
your own people kidnap you. And also the dude, one of the head guys was fucking your girlfriend, your baby mama, some shit like that. It was just a whole bunch of shit. These people I'm actually going hard for it, and and starting the money and whatever that shit is, and then they try to like kill me and kidnap me, and one of them is fucking my baby mother. How could somebody stay loyal to something like that? So that's I'm not defending that. That's one of the reasons why he's snitching, but I think that's the main reason.
Absolutely. I mean, they first of all, if they doing all this shit behind your back, there's no fucking honor around amongst thieves and gangsters and shit like this. But they fucking his woman. They trying to kidnap this motherfucker. You obviously ain't got no stake in anything. Exactly. So look, if I'm facing 47, if I'm facing 7 or 4 fucking months, you see what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to take your ass down. And and speaking of VC, he's the guy that say that if you're gonna cut a deal, you better get to the motherfucking prosecutor first. You see what I'm saying? So I applaud the young guy for being in so much shit and finding his way out of that, where they ain't saying he got life, they saying these other motherfuckers got life. So do your life, but when you get your ass on the street, watch your ass. You see what I'm saying? Because that's gonna be their whole fucking get down from the time they go in, is making sure that you suffer too, because we know that misery loves company. Now I heard witness protection. Okay, witness protection
He
your
said
ass.
he don't want
He said he don't
it.
want
He
it.
said
Okay,
he don't want. He's
okay.
going out because he's gonna have a rap career after. How are you possibly
Okay.
thinking you
He
can have
better
a
have
rap
a fucking rap career in Alaska or some shit like this, because I'm telling you,
I think it's possible.
You think so?
Hell yeah, I think it's possible.
You know what? I think it's possible, but I don't see a long shelf life for him at all.
Because I see
all.
I see motherfuckers walking around with rats every fucking day.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So we live in a different times.
It's a different era.
It was like
That's
back
true.
in Bumpy Johnson days. Hell
Right.
no.
Yeah.
Right.
This guy
Right.
would have been gone already.
Already in
Just
prison.
nowadays, everybody's walking around with a known rat or something like
Yeah.
that,
Right.
and they think it's cool. And oh yeah, if I was in shoes, I would have did the same thing. You know, just
Yeah.
defending that type of
Yeah.
environment. But there's a code that you live by, and that's not one of the codes. If
Yeah.
you're a street gangster,
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that, I think he may, if he survived this and comes out on the other end, he might drop the mic a couple more times. But I'm telling you, this shit ain't gonna be long lived. I mean, how old is he? 23?
That might not be the verb he wants to think about.
I don't think you.
Can you imagine he come out with a gospel album?
No,
If you find,
he pulls a yay out.
I mean,
finds
Snoop
my
did it.
religion.
Snoop did it.
How old is he? Like 23, right?
Yeah,
23?
He's in
He's
his
young.
mid 20s.
This motherfucker won't make 28. I mean, not to be
Damn.
like that, but I bet you he won't make 28.
He's right though. We're in a different era. Like I don't know. I believe the same. I wouldn't tell on the people, but I don't know. That's just me. You being loyal to people, but then you're right. He's been kidnapped. They have a video of him where he was getting robbed, and the baby mama went up the stairs, got the jewelry, gave it to them, and you still like chilling with these people. So I don't know. This whole thing, that's weird too. But I don't think he's gonna have a life after.
You know the thing about real motherfuckers? Real motherfuckers don't have to try. This motherfucker trying too hard. He trying too motherfucking hard. He trying way too hard. And so, it's gonna catch up with his ass.
Yeah.
It been more fucking, steel-toed gangsters that came before him that now got tuck out that was real. And this little bubblegum ass guy is gonna end up like, real like chewed up and spat out, and he ain't gonna last. I just, I like I said, I applaud his ass for getting to the prosecutor first, because him sitting behind jail for 47 years wasn't gonna work.
And I saw a lawyer on TV. I think it was CNN or something like that. Oh, he was on Hot 97, one of those. And then the lawyer was saying that he would have got a better deal than Tekashi's not lawyers, because if he giving up all this information, like he said, Tekashi would have went home with immunity, all that
With
shit.
nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, he could have got a better deal than that.
Because now, correct me if I'm wrong, I never really followed him as an artist, but wasn't he going through a phase of street cred identity crisis?
Yes.
Exactly.
One moment he's Crip, now he's Blood.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's half Puerto Rican, half Mexican, something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
he's
So
mixed, yeah.
maybe he tried getting his foot wet with the Latin Kings or the MS. Who knows?
Yeah.
Hey, music wise, he might come out with some Mexicali type track.
You right.
Never
You know, go
never
reggaeton.
know.
All right, you know
I
what?
think he's a clown. I don't know.
Yeah,
He
I think
was
he's a
just-
clown. Did you say
but then-
clown?
yes, he
Hey, I
was
think
a
he's a
clown.
fucking clown too.
He was-
and all his fans out there, you know what I mean? I don't be challenging no motherfuckers.
Get out of here.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. All his fans out there, I don't be challenging motherfuckers, because you see, I'm only a $105 dripping wet. But his fans, your little punk asses, I challenge all y'all. This motherfucker ain't gonna last. Not to be like that.
All
For
right,
real.
moving
Bring
on.
that shit on,
Moving on from Nino Brown.
bitch.
Trump madness, Dad.
Oh,
Trump is always in the news, but give us a little background on what's going on with Trump right now.
So we're on to
on
45.
the Ukraine
Yeah, let's take a sip.
thing
of that.
going on. Yeah, give us a rundown. What's going on?
Jeff, man, this shit is like, this ain't nothing new. I mean, I don't even want to fucking pull my fucking Rachel Maddow hat out and shit like that, 'cause this guy's just an asshole, This latest thing is just a case of fucking being a shakedown artist. It's all he's trying to do, We know that motherfucking Putin is the bully on the block. And we know that fucking Ukraine is right next to Russia. They want their own shit, so they break off. We the fucking big bullies in the world, so we decide to get these motherfuckers some weapons, to deal with this guy, right? Trump, okay, he looks into what the fucking sanctions said. I mean, not the sanctions, but what the deal is, and he like, oh, we giving y'all weapons, huh? I need to win this next election. I know that Joe Biden's kid has some type of fucking dealings in Ukraine, so I'll give you your weapons. but I want you to investigate this motherfucker first. Man, you can't do that shit. You can't do that shit in the hood. You can't do that shit in anywhere. It's called a shakedown. Somebody just said Bumpy Johnson. That's exactly what he fucking trying to do. He's a fucking corn-fed head, the fucking Bumpy Johnson. I won't even give him all that credit. So he's in trouble, and he didn't know that saying things like that and trying to shake people down like that is an impeachable offense. So hopefully this is something that's gonna stick on his ass. I was hoping that the judicial system would kind of run him out of here. He only has a few months left, but I hope they don't try to get him from fucking a yard or 1,000 feet or something like that. It's gonna that's gonna be taking his ass out.
So I heard, did they start the impeachment meetings yet?
I think what they did is they didn't start the impeachment meetings yet. They put a proposal to impeach. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a grand jury almost.
Yeah. Okay. They want to do it before Thanksgiving. They said. Yeah. So they're getting all the documents, everything together. Pence now, they're going into his office to get some paperwork to see what he has. And all those conversations are recorded. Right. So basically, his people knew the conversation wasn't right.
Everybody
and started
turning off buttons.
Right.
Turn off buttons like, this ain't right. So they knew something wasn't right. So you can say you're working for somebody and you're like, this ain't right. I think switch that off.
Tried to cover it up.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, man.
Anybody else want to Trump? Or moving on?
I got nothing to say about 45.
Wait, I got a question. On the panel. Yeah. So, all right. So do y'all think that he's going to get impeached? And if he doesn't get impeached, do you think he's going to win the election?
Jeff, I think he's going to get impeached. Impeachment doesn't necessarily mean that he has to leave office. So he may end up, finishing out his 4 years, in the White House. I don't think he's going to be reelected. And it's, as sad as it sounds, going back to the first fucking topic that we talk about, maybe it's, Stockholm syndrome in my case, but I feel sorry for his dumb ass. All this dumb ass shit that he's done for the last 5 to 6 years is going to come back to haunt him big fucking time. I just hope he don't lose his life. He probably end up fucking choking on a fucking Big Mac somewhere, but I just, he's caused so much havoc in the world that the world is going to be unforgiving. Not the states, but the fucking world. He's pissed on everybody from fucking Asians to Africans to black to white to fucking a lesbian to everybody, and somebody's gonna get his ass. So people
are still voting for him. And
that's what I'm saying.
No.
If he doesn't get impeached, he's going to get reelected because people are the same way. They have this syndrome like, no, we still want Make America Great. How? What's so great? We're about to go into recession. I am more worried about that. Like, anybody worried about this is going to be a recession? We got to hold on to our jobs, our apartments, money. Like, we got to think realistically with this man. This man is going to put us all in debt.
Absolutely.
For his pockets.
This is what I heard. I heard that he was out there saying like, okay, so if I'm impeached and all that, it's gonna be a civil war. Okay, fuck it, let it be a civil war. I'm fucking from the South. I've been through a fucking civil war already. If that's what we gotta go to maintain the course that we was headed before we ran into his crazy ass, then get your muskets and get all your shit. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm ready. I don't care. But the crazy thing is that now I know where your ass stand. Prior to him getting in office, I didn't know it was that many motherfuckers out there that still had hoods and shit like this. Oh, yeah. Now I know. Now I can show. Yeah. So you want a civil war? Bring that shit on. Bring that motherfucking shit on.
Oh no, down south is out.
And so it's gonna be on and popping. We came through it once. We can come through it again. We ain't going backwards.
Yeah, he pulled off that Band-Aid that was healing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, we ain't going backwards
because they showing off now.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, especially when it comes to the N-word, the word nigga, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, some people say, oh, well, you can say it, but how come I can't say it? Okay, you can say it, shit. But when you saying it, there's consequences.
Right.
The consequences me whooping your ass.
Right.
So you can say it all you want. You can say it all you want, but let you know there's going to be a foot in your ass, especially when you say that shit in a fucking negative way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because when you say that shit, when white folks say that shit in a negative way, the trauma with black people, I just start seeing like fucking hoods and fucking burning crosses and shit when people say shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying you can say the N-word, but there's consequences behind that shit.
It hurts my soul when I see white people. Let me tell you, say it, or like just being down south and seeing the Confederate flag. I was down there. I was like, oh no, take me back to New York. Oh no, this was a little bit too much for me because I just felt some type of way just looking at it. And then heard a white person call somebody name. I said, oh no, absolutely not. This is not where I need to be. Take me back to New York because those down there, it's natural for them. It's just they just look down like.
Yeah, they made it the norm.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
And sadly, I would have to say thanks to the spread of media.
Yeah.
In a way, other ethnicities in this country have also adopted it as their norm, especially within the realm of hip hop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though some may try to justify it. Oh no, it's not like that. It's not the hard ER. It's the AH. We gonna make this into something. Nah,
that shit does not matter to me.
No,
especially saying shit like a negative way. Like, all right, moving on. Next topic is
assholes.
Jeffrey Epstein, his death.
Assholes.
So Jeffrey Epstein, he was a financier after 2008 by losing his biggest client, Laxner. Jeffrey was registered as a sex offender after a guilty plea from prostitution when a minor. Epstein, after that, he made $200 million. So the $200 million he made before his suicide death, there is still mystery on how he made this fortune.
Shit.
Can I just say, is he not like the white R. Kelly? Like, can we just put that out there and just say that, like,
I like
he's
that.
just the white R. Kelly?
He's the fucking worst.
Okay, like
he's worse than R. Kelly.
More than that, he was shipping them in.
Right.
Yes,
he was getting imported,
like human trafficking
minors.
Like,
you know,
next level type of shit.
I would say
they said R. Kelly was
cool
into
too.
that too. So I'm just saying, like, it's kind of the same without
to
being the
me,
same stuff. He got money and he had money and R. Kelly don't. But
to me, this whole story kind
big money
of
too.
reads like the sequel to Eyes Wide Shut. It kind of reads kind of similar to that, you know.
It's a good one.
Clandestine secret society type stuff.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I think he didn't commit suicide. I think they killed him.
Me too. I'm awful. I am so.
Because he was about to implicate he was about to implicate some people in the White House. Because if you saw the video after he was arrested and all that, how buddy him and Trump was, and how Trump liked that young girl.
Even princes out in Europe.
They've been doing that fucking dirty deed for years, man.
Yes. This goes back centuries, even with the Catholic faith and all that stuff. But this stuff has just been passed down, until somebody opened their mouth and got fancy and out and showed the world. Like I'm saying, Eyes Wide Shut, you're absolutely right. That stuff has been happening for years and decades. We didn't know nothing about it. We just out here living our life, but underground, all that stuff has been going on.
I think he was about to go Nino Brown too. That's all I telling everybody.
Yeah.
I know he mentioned he used to hang out with Trump. And I think Bill Clinton was in it.
Yep.
Was Bill Clinton was in it too? Yeah, so
they said Beyonce also visit his little thing. So big celebrities.
Yeah, I bet you.
Yeah, he's
you never know, man.
Black and white.
Everybody.
Yeah. I mean, it's money and privilege. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's the people you see that are usually implicated in shit like that. You know, where you got influence, you got money, and you got power.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, look, I wish he had been around long enough so we really could have heard what the fuck was going on. But the video I saw with him and Trump together, they was just too fucking buddy, and then in the same clip, I don't know if it was like what this sequel of events was, but it looks like the same night where Trump is saying like patting a girl on the ass. Now, any patting a girl on the ass, I mean, have guys done that before? I'm sure they have. But this guy, when he for some reason when he does it, it takes on a whole different fucking connotation. You see what I'm saying?
Because it's a girl and maybe not a woman.
Yeah.
I mean, not right, but
when you can be fucking 12-year-olds.
No.
The fucking
or like the
crazy
pictures
guy,
with his daughter that's kind of freaky. And I was like, I never took no pictures like that with my daddy.
His daughter's hot.
That was weird.
You can say your daughter's beautiful, but not to say if she wasn't my daughter, I would hit that.
Like, what is that?
That's just straight up nasty.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Like, what's the matter with you? Who says that stuff out their mouth? Like,
that's
moving off from nasty.
Trump's fucking freak. Freak nasty.
So while we was out,
freaks come out at night.
Jay-Z signed a deal with the NFL. The details are undisclosed. So a lot of people was felt some way about it. Some people think it's a good thing. Some people think it's a bad thing. So to the panel, do y'all think it's a good thing? The partnership with Jay-Z and the NFL?
Personally, I have mixed feelings. On one hand, it seems strategic, but then once this deal was announced, you started hearing from other figures such as Master P and other people. Jay-Z kind of got in their ear around the time with everything going around around Cap, saying not to do this. I believe Jermaine Dupri also commented on Jay-Z spoke to him against performing for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, is this all a chess game? To get people to levy to one side, then for him to come in through the perimeter and be like, oh, let me be your friend and be this bridge towards the black community. Let's, so it's kind of, I would say, not knowing all the details or being in his head, it seems a bit duplicitous. Right. If I was to put it.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, that's some word.
I think.
Fun sale, man.
Duplicitous.
Well, I have
about the source.
I agree with you, Matt. I have like mixed feelings about this. Everybody that knows me know I'm a big Jay-Z fan, right? Jay-Z track record before he took this deal with the NFL, everybody was loving him. He got a lawyer for A$AP Rocky. He was doing all. He got Trayvon Martin documentary and helping out the family with that. And, everybody was praising him and doing these righteous things, right? And as soon as he announced that he's doing a deal with the NFL, oh, you're a sellout, you're a coon, and this and that. I'm just saying this. First of all, I want to know the details of the deal. I think we have a right to know the details of the deal. And me knowing Jay-Z's history, he got signed up as fucking slave. I don't know what it is. People who used to do business with him, like Dame Dash, is saying that Jay-Z got something under his sleeve. Whether he made a deal, he could do these certain amount of things for the NFL, and in result of that, he could become the first black owner in the NFL to own a team. So I'm just thinking, in my opinion, Jay-Z has something up his sleeve. Whether it's good for the community or is it good just for him?
I'm going to say it's money. It's money, and he wants to be the billionaires, and just alone, I know together him and Beyonce are billionaires, but I'm going to go with the money and yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, somebody take it. So, I mean, I love Jay-Z. Always been a big Jay-Z fan, and I don't know. I'm gonna say it's money. It's basically a deal about money. I feel he can maybe get the halftime shows with some of the acts and stuff, but I don't really see that too much. I see him, as you would say, doing a deal to get his pockets fat. And I like Jay-Z. That's my guy. I have a playlist of all Jay-Z's albums.
Facts.
So
I'm gonna say I think it's a little bit of both, to tell the truth. I think Jigga saw the opportunity to make that money. He's a hustler.
Got that paper.
Yeah, he got that paper. You know what I mean? He like the NFL, fucking big money, man. Yeah. So how can you not go after them? You see what I'm saying? So and it also gives him some creative leverage as far as who's performing at some of these major events that we all love. And we remember the fucking Whitney performance. I mean, if we ever want to see that again, leave it up to them fuckers at CBS, ABC, and all that. They wasn't bringing that shit in. Yeah. So you got Jigga at the table. He at least can rally and at least suggest some of that shit. Whether or not he get his number one, he gonna get 1 or 3. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So. And on the other end, as far as the Kaepernick end, and with him, supporting all the black causes and all that, and now he's kind of like siding, almost sleeping with the enemy, if you will. I think Jigga got it's an overlay for the underplay. Like I say, he can do a lot more good from inside the lines. You see what I'm saying? Right. He was a fucking spectator. Now he wearing the uniform. Right. So now he can come in there. He can be fucking big shot caller. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what the contract states or whatever, but if he goes in and he's saying some shit that they don't like, then they're going to have to cut ties with him, which is going to put more bread in his in his pocket, because they're going to have to honor the contract, and he's still going to be on his way to supporting his, social causes and all that shit. So, hey, look here, for all the haters out there who was like, oh, this motherfucker like sleeping with the enemy, damn well if the motherfucking NFL, if the lingerie league would have come calling for your ass, you'd have been signing on the dotted line. The NFL is a good ass chance for him to really internationalize himself, if you will. I ain't saying he's not an international star, but the fucking NFL is all over, man. And so him joining up with that, I think he will be able to do a lot for the not the black community, but communities of color and people that are marginalized on the real. So get him, Jigga.
All right.
On the fucking real.
While we on the topic of the NFL, Antonio Brown and his scandal allegations going
Call
on.
him, Jigga. This motherfucker is fucking up. Call his ass. Get him on some work squad. Get him on some fucking cleaning up the highway. What the fuck you doing, AB? Where you at? I know, boy, I wish I had a Twitter. I'd be tweeting your ass right now. I send a whole flock of birds after your ass. I'm mad at you giving it up like that. I'm sorry, Jeff. Go ahead, yo.
Man,
fucking AB. Get the fuck out of here.
Sawyer Brown got some allegations against him, and
fucker.
Before that, just give y'all guys a timeline. He asked for a trade out of Pittsburgh, and then they granted that trade. He to the Raiders, and then he started having issues with the Raiders and had jumping with his feet and all that stuff, and then he got into with the GM, calling him a cracker and all that stuff.
A cracker?
Yeah.
He called him a cracker?
Yeah.
No wonder they got rid of his ass.
So the Raiders voided his contract, his $30 million guarantee. But they still don't want him to play that Monday for Monday Night Football. Then he's like, if y'all voided my money, I'm not paying. Not playing. So after that, he got released by the Raiders, and then the Patriots picked him up. Then another allegation came out. He played one game with the Patriots. Another allegation came out after that, and then the Patriots released him on the second allegation. And the second allegation was a woman came out saying that I think that it was his trainer, right?
Yeah,
she trained him for a couple of years, and she met him in church.
Yeah,
and,
right.
You know,
the fuck kind of Sunday school was
Brown, since was touching her in a not good way, and Question to the panel.
Okay.
About these allegations.
Can I say something on this?
Do y'all believe in these allegations against Antonio Brown?
H, what you believe? What you got, H? Come on, give me to me.
Okay, the women gonna hate me for this, but I'm sorry, you cannot be sitting on this man's bed. You can't have this man straddle you.
Oh goddamn! I gotta
did you see the?
Yeah, you gotta drop
that
shit,
gonna hate
Jeff.
me, but I'm got to say, all the videos that he had of her. Girl, you're done.
She was ready, right?
She was
ready to go.
She was trying to get some money. I'm sorry. She was in the process of getting married. And then this whole thing came out. Then it just kind of looked like it was all planned. And then what man you with that gonna be like, yeah, go ahead, do all this now?
For that,
and it was outside. Like, I'm as a woman, I couldn't. I'm like, I'm not gonna say I'm sitting on this man's bed. This man straddled on top of me. I'm laughing. She was at the ends of the bed. If you see the videos on Instagram, she's like at the end of the bed, like that, and he laying like this.
Yeah, it seems too
That's saying,
complicit.
come on now.
She was
she was
more than the trainer.
Oh,
it is fucking.
She was.
Come on, let's just put it out there.
Put it on out there.
Let's put it out there. Like, come on. Now, this stuff happens.
She asked for $2 million.
Oh
yeah, and there was another $2 million doctor saying that he's suing Antonio Brown for farting in his face and some shit.
Yeah,
like that. He want like $1,500.
Yeah,
like sit your ass down somewhere.
Wait.
Yes,
$2 million. Damn, what type of skill she has asking for $2 million?
She's getting married. She's trying to pay for the wedding.
She's trying to get some nuptial money.
Right.
You know what this shit is though, man. What it is that. You know, Tony Brown and Tony. I hope you fucking listening. I really do hope you're listening. Because look, man. It's a lot of fucking forces that's working against your ass, but you're responsible for your own fucking behavior. So clean that shit up. Come on, AB. Are you fucking kidding me? But on the flip side, whatever AB did, he pissed somebody off, and so these motherfuckers who coming after him. If they wanted him or wanted to come after him, they would have did that shit years ago.
Right.
The people who he pissed off, they went to these people and said, you know him? They was like, they like, okay, here's a fucking package. I want you to make a phone call on this motherfucker.
And I know this is a
That's
conspiracy
exactly
theory.
what this shit went down.
Conspiracy theory.
That's
exactly I think the Raiders is up to this shit.
Fuck yeah.
No,
this shit wasn't
absolutely.
Out. This shit wasn't out before he got
released from the page. No, it wasn't.
No, absolutely.
I think
it's the Raiders.
Exactly.
And it might not even and obviously it's not the Raider organization, it's some fucking Raider loyalists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Once a Raider, always a Raider. And he went out there and he
that's what I was just about to say, scandal. This is like a whole bad episode of that.
But he went out and shit on the Raiders. And you don't do that.
No.
I'm a fucking Lester Hayes fan. That's why I wore number 37 with all the fucking stickum. And if I could have set his ass up, I would too. You don't fuck with the black and silver. And that's what the fuck he did.
Yeah,
and that's why he got fucked up and got caught up. That's the only real. He could probably make some phone calls and get his ass off the hook, but right now he in the black hole. That's exactly where he is.
But that's why he's going to school now. So he said he's going to change
going to school
his
for
life.
what? Hey, what the fuck you taking up?
No.
Fucking commercial foods. He's already got
gonna get his education.
Yeah, he's about to get some Bobby Brown spices in that motherfucker. Get out of here. AB, I'm mad at you. You gave it up, baby. You gave it all up.
Commercial back in the day, the correspondence courses for 1995.
Yeah. Fucking Evelyn Wood speed reading and shit like that. How could you read the fucking Bible in an hour? Get out of here.
Right.
I don't believe these allegations, but
Me neither.
Good luck to Tony Brown on this.
Good luck to him, man. For
I'm
real,
with
though.
you. I don't know. It's just all
He gave it away, though, Jeff.
Yeah.
He gave that shit away.
Even though
Asshole.
he might have sent like a threatening text or something like that, but I think if he did it, the shit would have been out already.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You
saying.
yeah, so I don't
Who
believe
haven't
nothing
thought a
from-
threatening text from a guy? Like, you don't. Come on, I got the text, but then if you read the next text afterwards, it's not as bad as that text that went out.
But now, outside of this with Brown, what's going on with these athletes and celebrities, their inner circle that don't counsel them against this bullshit?
Because it's a different era. It's not like back in the days.
it's
Like,
not
you
back
didn't
in the
hear
day.
about the Fred Astaires and all them stuff and the
Like,
athletes back then.
Exactly.
Like, they
you hear all
had
the
it.
shit with Mike and all them.
No.
Like, even though he had gambling problems, we never heard.
It wasn't
not
out
much
there in the
about it till
open.
later on.
Well,
Right.
you know, it's like, you know, if you got an entourage, right? Speaking of entourage, if you got an entourage, like, you know, okay, you got all the motherfucking hanger-oners, right? You know, but it's usually one motherfucker in the group. One motherfucker.
Oh,
that
they're
he-
just sitting in the cut hating.
Yeah. No, this motherfucker get ostracized from time to time, and he can't go on this trip or that trip.
Yeah.
But he's the motherfucker that come to the talent and say, hey, yo, look here, Black, you fucking this up.
Right.
Oh, nigga, you fucking this up. I'm gonna
Right.
just tell you, you ain't gonna listen right now, but I'm gonna miss like 5 trips before you fucking, you know,
Yeah.
before you really get it. But I'm gonna tell you that, and that's what
Yeah.
these people don't have these days.
You're right.
Everybody is too much of a yes fucking man and woman. Oh yeah, you can do this, you can do that, you can do all you want until your ass get caught up, and then where they at? They fucking 3 sheets in the wind. They done. They ain't around you anymore.
Exactly.
But do I
Yeah.
feel sorry for him? No, because he's paid. He's
Nah,
still a
he
millionaire. So I
fucked
don't
up.
feel
Should've
sorry
known
for
better.
You
Should've
fucked up.
But these athletes these days just have no respect to the culture of anything. Like even their craft, like just going hard and working out and doing what they need to do. Like that stuff is gone. Like we missing the Muhammad Ali's, the people who took care and like passion of being an athlete. That's a privilege. Like this now, you look at these people, it's like it's nothing. These kids is at 4 years old playing football, which is cool. Because if I had a son, he would be playing football too. But you know, like now just having a craft and being genuine with it. Like he's taking it for granted. That's the thing. You're a football player. You know how many kids there in the hood that look up to you and you took it for granted.
Yeah.
And there's some mental issues going on with him too.
Yeah.
You know, he got a big ass ego.
There's some
Yeah,
narcissism
you know.
going on with him, man. It really is. I think, you know, I think Tony Brown has probably always have been this like person who wanted to, you know, like, you know, like not prove to people, but you know, like make people like him and shit like
Yeah.
that. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
his
So,
ego is too
you know,
big.
for lack of a better
Yeah.
word.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
he's the top receiver in the league.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
You gotta have that mindset that nobody can fuck with me.
But he's trying too hard too.
But
Right.
there's some petty.
But keep that on the field.
petty little kiddish shit going on with him,
Yeah.
and he needs to stop that. He needs to be worried about his business
And play your
cut them
game.
checks.
And play your game.
Yeah, man, you got 2 kids, bro.
Oh shit.
All right, speak.
Right.
So
2 kids, AB. Come on, babe.
So next topic, California passed a law, the Fair Pay to Play Act,
Yeah.
which allowed college players to make money off their name. Is that a good
Absolutely.
thing for the student players, or is it a bad thing?
For the student athletes to
Yeah.
get paid for their skill, yeah, I'm with it. And I feel these colleges are getting paid hand over hand just by these students putting their bodies, sacrificing them on the gridiron, the court, regardless of what the sport may be, lacrosse, gymnastics.
Debate team.
They're
matter.
like living embodiments of marketing for these schools. Especially should said college athlete go to the Olympics.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think it's way overdue, and I think can you imagine if Zion, if this law was passed before Zion came to school,
Yeah.
Zion would be a multi-millionaire before he even played
Right.
a game in the NBA. So I think it's a good look because these colleges have been getting greedy off and they had a chance to fix it.
Yeah.
You know, the NCAA had a chance to fix it. I could have come out with a certain allowance that students
Right.
get every month,
stipend or something.
Yeah,
Yep.
something.
Yeah.
And y'all just chose to be greedy, and now it's gonna come back and bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
agree. I think this gonna come back and bite them fucking to the tune of fucking millions of dollars in the future. You know what I mean? We just seeing it, you know, starting up right now, but the California law is proposing that these kids get paid, not only for their participation, but for like their likeness, like, the jersey sales.
Right.
If you go out and do an autograph signing, if your image end up like fucking on the ESPN zone or whatever it is, they cutting you a check. I think it's well overdue too. LeBron did a documentary, and I can't recall the name of it. I wish I could. Big ups to you, LeBron. It was on like the college athlete and how all these guys run through the system and they go 4 years, and after the 4 years they got a degree, but that's all they got. Motherfuckers ain't really had time to really dive into like their studies and all that, so they have the degree on paper, but other than that, that's all they got. Motherfucker ain't really networked with them to try to get them something, as far as the next phase and all that. So I think it's well overdue. There was a team, Northwestern, I got to give it up to the Big Ten, that came up with something similar to the Pay to Play Act, and this was a couple years ago, and they shot that shit down so quick, man. They really did. So I'm really encouraged to hear that this is back on the books, man, because you get coaches that sign with Nike and Under Armour, and their contracts are fucking $10 million, and they ain't doing shit but running up and down with a fucking headset on. With all the rest of these guys out here busting their ass,
I don't think the other states
playing
are
at a
gonna do
high level, and so I think it's overdue.
They're saying it's a possibility, but
I don't think the states are going to do it, honestly, because California's first, but they said in the divisions and stuff, they might not let California play. So it's like a backstory to the whole thing. North Carolina is absolutely not going to let that money go.
Yeah.
Why those teams get paid, the Tar
They get
Heels.
paid big money,
but the Tar Heels, you think they're going to give that money to the players? They're going to let them use them and abuse them like slave syndrome.
Yeah, it's like indentured servitude.
Right.
But what's fucked up is that even if they just, they would be wise, to like, cut something now, cut a long-term deal now, and then you could end up paying, if each kid walked out with $100,000 or fucking $50,000 a year, they would be happy, because after it goes to arbitration and it goes through the courts in years to come, they're gonna be ending up paying a lot more money than what they're gonna be kicking out if they was to put a structure in place now.
Yeah, I mean, you have to offer the students something.
Yeah, gotta give them something.
You got to come up with a plan now, because all your top recruits ain't gonna go to Tar Heels and like that. They're taking their ass to California.
Right.
I go to UCLA. Fuck that.
California, man. California they've always been like, the front runners on like, getting initiative type things, set out, with emissions and all that shit. When something is about to change, they got a big ass state. They know that there's a lot of shit that go on out there. So I applaud them what they're doing out there, and I hope the shit get passed. If it was a situation where it was something on the ballot as far as New York athletes and all that, with the Fordhams and the Syracuses and all these people, whatever the percentage was, if they was able to get it, go out and get it.
Exactly. All right, so we're going to make a transition to our second hour, and before we do, we want to get a special shout out to our sponsor. That's Click A Vodka, as Doggy like to say.
Doggy, what's up, Doggy D? Click A.
In France.
Click A, that's a good thing. H, what do you think about the Click A, H, to our guests? What do you think about it?
Nice and smooth.
I like it.
It sneaks up on you, though.
Yeah, it sneaks up on you.
It sneaks up on you.
It really does.
And also, I have a special announcement. We do have a second sponsor on season 2, and the name of the sponsor is called Zodiac Cigars. So shout out to Andy, who's the CEO of Zodiac Cigars. He will be on a future episode of Social Conversations, but just wanted to shout him out while we shouting out our other sponsor.
Andy, I gotta fuck with you. I gotta call you Andy Griffin off the back. Andy Griffin, what's up, baby? Thank you so much for the sponsorship, man. Are Cubans really from Cuba, Andy? I mean, can I smoke one?
These special cigars is from DR.
DR? Oh shit! I hope I didn't offend our sponsor.
No, because Cuban cigars are illegal. You can't have them. No, we can't have those in the U.S.
Oh, that's just like marijuana.
Well, you might get one in DR.
Yeah, you might get one
it's
from a
Cuban
hookup
because it's rolled by someone from Cuba.
I got it. Well, you know what? But big up to the sponsor though, Jeff. That's huge, man.
We got new sponsors. So
that's
now we got 2
great
sponsors for the show, and we're looking for more. So if anybody interested,
we're gonna have to get into the hemp industry sponsor.
Oh yeah, CBD oil.
I got another announcement.
Gummy bears, Rice Krispie treats.
And we ain't too proud to beg on here either. Like we spoke to Coke. Coke, Atlanta. What's up, ATL? You out there, motherfuckers? I know y'all listening. So we had spoke to y'all because the Click A needs a chaser. and we be fucking with the Simply Lemonade. And so we had threw y'all a little, proposal, and I don't think you quite, felt us at that time. But, check us out again, ATL. We coming to your ass. You're tasty, and so get on with this, if you're out there listening. All right, come on, Coke.
Yeah, so I got another announcement. We have, we raising money. But the money we're raising for is, just to get, because sometimes we get requests to come out to different states, or sometimes we want to do the podcast out of the state
on location.
So the money we're going to be raising is just to help for you guys to just help us, with equipment and everything, or for flights or something like that. So we have a PayPal. So go to paypal.com and /Saucy Conversations, and we take any donation. It could be 25 cents, whatever God puts on your heart, just give it.
I heard that. Hey, do we have a GoFundMe page yet?
You ain't no Cash App? You ain't got no Cash App?
Yeah, well, we can make that.
We can make
that.
Cash App.
But right now,
that?
it's just PayPal for right now.
PayPal. Hey, and
Cash
Jeff,
App is
if I can piggyback on that shit, I'm serious. Like, when I was bullshitting about I ain't too proud to beg, but I ain't too fucking proud to beg. So, look here, I'm serious. I know everybody out here trying to do their thing and all that shit. So look, man, like Jeff said, check the PayPal account. If you enjoyed the show, this shit don't come free. So, we all, out here trying to grind and all that. So, bless us up and we'll bless you back. You know what I mean? Like I say, that's what the whole thing is about. Like, that's why H is here now. That's why, all the people that's been on here, Doggy and all that, all these people out here trying to grind and come up and shit like this. And like I say, if y'all digging this shit, kick it in. Like I say, 50 cent or whatever you got.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
All right. So, it's back for season 2, and it's called Cut That Shit Out.
Cut it out.
My favorite segment.
Oh, cut that shit out.
Tell them Cut That Shit Out is about.
Damn. What?
Tell them Cut That Shit Out.
I gotta tell these motherfuckers. Okay.
Tell them.
What that shit is about is what it is in all essence of the fucking phrase. Cut that shit out. Because it's a bunch of shit out there that's going on, like out there, like in the ATL, since I just spoke to y'all ass, and the D. In Brooklyn, in the Bronx, on the fucking train, because you got to stand in line item on the agenda, and what we want, callers and everybody and people on the panel is just to let all the listeners know that we working on all that dumbass shit being put to the sideline. So, without further ado, I'm gonna toss it to somebody else, and I'll come back on the second round. Let these motherfuckers know what they need to cut out. Cut that shit out.
I will go first.
What you got, Jeff? What you got?
I'm gonna start with Burger King.
What you got, Burger King?
Burger King. First, you motherfuckers want to start selling tacos.
Hey!
Now y'all got these Impossible Whoppers.
Hey, wait, those are kind of tasty.
First of all, I don't believe
made out of plants and shit.
It's made out of plants. That shit, especially here in New York, that shit probably made of rat or something like that.
Oh, then I'm gonna have to bring one over from Jersey.
Down to the botanical
I am
garden.
not eating that shit. I don't care how vegan you are or whatever. You eat healthy. I am not eating an Impossible Whopper from fucking Burger King. I don't believe you. Need more people. All right. Second one. What you got? This is for all fellas. Whenever you see or holding the door for a woman, right? Please don't get mad if the woman don't say thank you.
Oh.
Because it's not your fault. Woman, you need to cut that shit out and say thank you.
Oh.
Because there are a lot of men out here. Just because we holding the door for you doesn't mean we're trying to holler at you. We're just being gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? So ladies, need to cut that shit out. All right. Now, fellas, if you're on the train, right, and you see an elderly person or a pregnant woman, get your ass up. You know what I'm saying? Where's the proper courtesy?
What the fuck?
You need to cut that shit out and get your ass up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
what you got, guy? What you got?
Man, you know what, Jeff? I'm gonna start with the MTA just like you just said. These motherfuckers, man, I'm telling you,
MTA
man.
stay good.
Oh my God, Jeff, you just said it, man, and you're gonna have to come back to me on my next one. I'm so passionate about this one. The 38. Everybody rides 38 from Brooklyn. Everybody in Brooklyn, they got the accordion buses on the 38 bus line now. Yeah, all the fucking accordion buses. The straight, man, I'm telling you, the bus fills up so fucking much, and all these heads get on the bus and they take up all the old people seats. I know that ain't the right term, but I mean, man, y'all gotta get them fucking seats up, man. Old people be hanging on with their hurricane cane and shit. The bus be stopping, they be rocking and shit. I be on like catch mode. It's all fucked up. So anyway, cut that shit out. Get your do-rag ass up out the seats and get them old folks a seat. Come back to me on my second one.
Scott Mac. Matt H, what you got?
Oh man, I've been doing some meditations. I've been trying to calm during my commute. However, I would say for those fellow passengers, please do not dictate where people should put their property.
That's true.
Woman got on the train with me today, asked if she could sit. I moved my bag, and then she's going to have the nerve to instruct me where to place my bag.
Damn.
And did it 3 times.
Fucking nerd.
People that know me, I'm usually a little laid back. I don't get too outspoken, but I was like, look here. Mind your own damn business. Either sit down and move to the next fucking car. For real. And that's a rarity for me to get that. But not too many cut it outs this week. Other than I might catch some flack from this, but brothers out there, the little skinny ass taste me pants. Come on, give your girlfriends their pants back, please. I understand it could be a fashion trend,
right?
But think about the future generation.
No, the pants and the tie-dye shirt.
Oh, the extra medium.
Some heartbeats through the shirt.
The medium.
Stop with the tie-dye shirt.
I mean, I get it's not that golden era of hip hop, the '90s anymore.
Oh, and the colorful braids.
Oh, damn.
With the nose ring. Cut that shit out.
Oh man.
Can I talk about Uber or Lyft? Okay.
What you got? Come on now.
All right. I'ma say it. I take pool sometime on my Uber and Lyft when I wanna get a little cheap.
Yeah,
I'm older. These young kids get in this Uber and pool and don't say hello or nothing, but sit next to you and don't wanna move their bag, honey. Say hello. How you getting into the vehicle? And I'm like, okay. You gonna say hello? You just gonna look at me and put your AirPods on? Oh well, then I put my AirPods on too. Like these people are just so rude. Right? No home training. What about the drunk people in the Uber and Lyft? Like I gotta stop being cheap. Like I gotta just take the regular Uber. I'm being cheap. I got to get in just by myself now. I had one drunk person next to me, and I was like, brother, if you throw up on me, it's going to be a problem.
I ain't never fucked with the pool. That's why I be catching the XL and
right.
shit.
Oh, excuse me, you fancy.
I don't want Rico and them on my ass. I got one more, Jeff. Can I get one more?
Go,
I got one more, man. I ain't bullshit. This got to do with Chase Banko punk ass though, right? You know, like I love you, Chase Bank. I love the fucking locations and all that, but they only give you like 5 withdrawals or something like that for the month, or like transfers and shit like this. I'm like, it's at the end of the month and they sending me something telling me I can't do something with my money. This my shit. I mean, that's my shit.
That's so fucking nerve.
I'm doing you a favor having you hold my shit. Right. And you're gonna send me a note to my don't be taking too much out and moving it around. The fuck are you? You the fucking police now? Hell no. So come on, Chase, you punk
especially with
asses.
the overdraft fees.
Yeah.
Listen, I got an overdraft fee once for Chase. Like I brought some McDonald's, right?
I'm mad at them.
So the meal was like $8, right? So they charged me the $8 plus a $35 fee.
Damn, that's an expensive ass burger.
It was good.
I understand. Charge me for the $8 I spend. Like you want to
quarter pound a meal.
That sounds some Pulp Fiction Big Kahuna burger.
You should have went to Shake Shack. You should have went to Shake Shack for that.
Shit, it probably would have been more than that.
Shit, man.
Oh damn.
Oh man,
what we got, Jeff?
Pissing me off.
Anyway,
all right, so
cut it.
We're in our last segment for the show. It's called the Saucy Bowl. It's called the Saucy Bowl. So you know the Saucy Bowl. We write down different topics. We write them down on a piece of paper and we just pass the bowl around. So H, since you are our guest, we'll let you go first, okay?
H.
In the Saucy Bowl, first time.
You spoke on the big beef, but before we go, we're gonna have to definitely hear about that before we go.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
I hear about that. I want to hear about that.
That's what you want to do right now? You want to talk about the big beef right now?
No, we're going with this.
Okay. Oh, what you got?
Should a woman go to jail for falsely accusing a man of rape? Absolutely yes. I believe so.
Why you say that?
I say yes because you know why? There's a lot of people out there, and there's a lot of females I know. That I know that do dumb stuff like that. I won't say it, but I'm all for. Come on, there's some guys in jail now from 20, 30 years who have not did anything, and they literally are in jail. So I think so. If you falsely accuse a man of rape and he did not do anything to you, yes, you should go to jail.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I agree with that because it seems
I'm posting bond already for the brother.
Especially within the past year and a half, 2 years with the whole hashtag Me Too movement, which that was co-opted,
Yes.
sadly to say, from a woman that was going through some pain and suffering.
Yes.
But you have a lot of that out here. Too many people calling wolf, so to speak. But yeah, definitely. There needs to be some type of balance in the repercussions of it. It's to the point now where certain things have almost become weaponized, sad to say.
Right.
From the female vantage point, it can be, as Jeff mentioned earlier, it's something as chivalrous as a man holding a door open for a woman. It's like brothers now think twice. Like, damn, I don't know. She think I'm looking at her. She, you know. So,
oh no shit.
I mean,
I have this problem with my father. He's older and he says, "Oh, you're so pretty," or this and that. And I'm like, "Daddy, don't talk to that little girl. Daddy, get away from her. Don't." I be so scared. He's old school, and I'm like so scared for my father. Like, don't say nothing. She pretty. She ugly. Like, don't say anything. You can't even tell a woman she pretty now. And it's so sad. Like, those days is gone. You can't even hold the door with somebody. Like, "Oh, you trying to holler at me?" I'm like, "No, I'm just trying to say hold the door for you, bitch."
And it's sad because for our melanated women out there, they really need to hear that.
That's true.
Yes,
they need that. They need that validation.
You got that 4C hair or whatever it is on the pack, however they grade hair.
Right.
Y'all, I love it.
Right.
I'm here for Afro Sheen Cosmetics.
Right.
You know.
The soul glow.
Okay,
Yeah. So I gotta say, I'm the original question was, yes, send her ass to jail. If it's substantiated, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you not went out there and really told some falsehoods on some people and all that shit, I don't want no hugs and all that after I did 20 years for your dumb ass. You see what I'm saying? And people are a lot more sensitive these days. It's real kind of fucked up because I am from the D Ink Town and all that shit, and our beloved and your beloved fucking Biggie is always talking about those fucking Detroit players and there's some motherfucking players in Detroit, hell yeah. And so that kind of put a crutch on our ass, threw a little monkey wrench in our game and shit like that, because you can't really say what's on your mind and shit like that. But if you out there, again, falsely accusing some people, I think your ass need to be held accountable, like for real.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And lock their asses up. You know what I'm saying? And some laws need to be passed too, because women know the laws that protects them.
Yeah.
Right.
And there are now laws up there to protect men against women.
Right.
When it comes to certain situations like this.
Yes.
So,
and New York State law with rape is so different from the next state. So here it has to be like physical intercourse for it to be considered rape. If you go somewhere down south, they say, "Oh, you raped a dog," and we're like, "What?" Up here, that law is so different. And for me, as a woman, I know women gonna hate for me to say that, but like sometimes it's not the men's fault. It's some of these women are delusional. They have mental illness. They think a man is looking at them some way, and a lot of men now, it's just scary for them out here because you're saying Me Too, and that stuff is all orchestrated, and now everybody jumping on it. Not every woman had a bad experience. Like there's a lot of women out. We had good experience with men. Like why put it all down? Oh, this is a bad time, a tough time that we're living in. It's not really. It's what you in your head. You thinking somebody talking to you. He's really not. He's just giving you a nice compliment. So
yeah. And let me piggyback off this topic, as we're looking at the whole duality of it, even when it comes to abuse. And I say this because what's fresh in my head is an incident that happened in Jersey, not even a full 2 weeks ago, where a young gentleman, he was being abused by his girlfriend.
Right.
Even sent pictures to his sister to archive the abuse in case he had a feeling that something worse might happen. And it did. She stabbed him in the heart.
Damn.
Now she, they got her. She's locked up. Apparently she also has a trail record of this because a previous boyfriend that she was with mentioned that she abused him as well. And whatever else was going on, she was a witness, testified against him. It was some other gang-related stuff. So she testified against him.
That's crazy.
So we talk about domestic violence. Men hurt too. There was a book out a few years ago called Men Cry in the Dark. These sisters might need to look up on that and stop thinking that men are just these emotionless robots that just walk around and we're just governed by testosterone alone.
That needs to be on the Oprah bestseller book or something. What is that called?
Book of the month.
Men Cry in the Dark. This book
Oprah, you
was
gotta
out
put that
years
up
ago.
there. Come on, Oprah. Come on, Oprah.
Oprah isn't too close-minded when it comes to shit like that.
Come on, Oprah. Shit.
All right, next question.
My feelings hurt too. Oh, hold on.
Matt, can you pass the lemonade, brother?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was thinking about Oprah then.
I love Oprah. I love a hate relationship.
What's happening, Oprah? What Gail at? That's a sensitive topic. Hold on. Stop it. You get a car too. Okay, Oprah. Oprah, you know what? I not said Oprah so many times. Oprah, you should come on the show. On the real. What the fuck's going on?
She don't want to come on the show. It's too real.
No. Oprah ain't there. Oprah, you ain't too big for the Saucy conversation. You drank, Oprah? What's your drink? Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. Oh, Oprah say, can we get somebody to step in here? Yeah, we can get somebody to step. Yeah, Oprah. Step in the name of love, baby. Hold on. Oh, shit.
What
no,
you got,
she
Dad?
say, okay, hold on. Let me talking shit. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm beating the mic up over here and all this shit, thinking about Oprah. Okay, what we got, Oprah? Okay, oh shit. Okay. I'm fucking 50 plus. Can somebody
Would you rather
meet what? What did say?
Would you rather meet your ancestors from 1,000 years ago or meet your descendants 1,000 years from now? Like from in the
past
future.
and future.
Oh,
Would you marry your
shit.
pastor?
Sorry, that's my handwriting.
No.
So you got deep there.
He was drinking early then.
No,
if it's that bad.
your handwriting is good. I'm drunk and can't read. and I'm old shit. That's a great question, Jeff. That really is a great question. Mm-hmm. That sounds like a fucking Discovery Channel question. I'm gonna say I'm big on like right now on what the fuck what I'm doing right now. So I would say I would like to meet my ancestors. I would love to go back and see what the fucking Foremans were doing. I bet we was a wild ass bunch. I bet fucking the caveman version of me was some shit out there running around with that wheel and all that old crazy shit. You know what I mean? I love some sneakers and shit. I bet I was the first motherfucker in the cave with sneakers and shit. My grandfather and shit like that. So I would just love to do some shit like that. And I can almost imagine us, the Foremans coming up like through the whole shit, like through everything, the slavery days and all that, and just everything, man. I like the night days. I bet we wore some badass armor and all that kind of shit. So I would say my ancestors like a motherfucker. So the future, I'll deal with all the jets and shit when I get there. But I want to find out where I'm from and see what the old folks was like to see where I am today. Yeah, ancestors.
Mac Daddy.
Man, that is a tough one.
Great question,
That's
man.
a tough
It's
Great
absolutely
fucking question.
great question.
Yeah.
Because like going 1,000 years into the future, hell, I might not recognize them. Maybe be like pale gray and shit. Damn,
Oval heads
levitating.
and shit. You know what I mean?
But going 1,000 years back, so we're talking about like what? Early
Shit, back in the
80s?
time.
Yeah.
That's almost biblical period.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We're talking about biblical period. Yeah, I would like to meet them 1,000 years back.
Yeah, Noah building that fucking ark and shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
I will go 1,000 years in the future.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just want to see
Okay.
like my kids and the legacy, what they left for
Oh,
the next
wow.
generation and all that.
Oh, wow.
With the ancestors in the past, I just go to ancestry.com and get that.
Wait for the leaf.
Yes,
It's a joke.
I mean,
feel
yes and no. I'm thinking 1,000 years in the past, just thinking that what if?
Yeah.
How the theories are that those of us of African descent, we not all of us were brought here. Many of us were already here.
Exactly.
Right.
And all the different ethnicities that exist on the mother continent, going from East Africa to West.
Right.
From Kemet, Kenya, Uganda,
Right.
Ghana,
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah, I just want to see like the future and see like first of all how they living.
Right.
And
If the shit flying, planes
what
flying.
changed, what
You want to know they got
changed.
that lottery number. That's what you want to know.
Well, that too, but just to see, the legacy of what comes after me.
Yeah. What about you, H?
I
Where
don't go
you-
back
you going
because
back?
if I don't have no kids, then who am I gonna see?
Right.
Seeing somebody else? Let's say if I have kids, yes, I want to go in the future, and maybe I can tell them something and say, listen, drop a nugget on them, like, look, this is how it is. But then if I went back, then maybe I can learn something that I can bring into now to maybe help me with my future. Maybe when I go back and they say, listen, this is how it is. Don't let these people teach you something that's not. Like you're saying, like most of us were not enslaved here. People were already here. Most of us now in this generation is born here in this country. Most people, they were brought over, but that generation is probably already dead by now. You know, I had the oldest person in my family was 103, and then that was it. So we had 103, then 94. So we just went down into the 90s. So I'm saying that era of those people with slaves, they kind of died out. Right. So I don't know. It's kind of tricky. I don't have kids to say, I want to go in the future. Because I'm like, well, I'm going there sitting like, well, hello.
Interesting. I like it.
But I'll go back to get some knowledge, and then I can maybe they say
Saucy bomb on that question.
Right.
That's a question, right?
Yes. That was a good question.
I was high when I came up with that question.
It was good though.
Doing some jets and shit.
Exactly.
You sipping on that THC over there?
What you got?
Yeah, sipping on something.
All right, this
that
one.
syrup. What you got?
This one, I'm gonna give a intro to this. I'd like to give a RIP to Louis Rankin, who those listeners who may not be familiar with Louis Rankin, he played the Ox, aka Lennox from the movie Belly. He passed away in a car accident.
RIP for real, man.
So this question for us here is the movie Belly. What are some of your memorable moments from that movie?
So you first, Mike.
Oh man, I got more than one. Keisha.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Oh, God. Every girl wants to be Keisha. You know how much oil?
Listen. With DMX.
What?
But Lennox was my favorite character though.
Yes.
With the raid scene with him, even when he was schooling Bundy.
Yes.
When they did the trip to Jamaica.
Yes.
And all, but Lennox was my favorite character. But Keisha though, man, Terrell Hicks, wherever you are, Queen, know you are appreciated. Best believe.
Wow.
The intro to that movie
I
could put out the intro.
Did
oh my God. Like, I know the tunnel. I lived in the tunnel. Oh, that was my I know those bathrooms. No.
Bastards.
So like the whole owner of that whole scene there is true. Like, she was a bitch, but she let you in if you was pretty and you had a certain look and stuff like that. It was like and I was like, I got into the tunnel. But like the bathrooms were unisex, so you had a guy there, and the first time I seen I was like, oh, he's just peeing right there. Like, I was just like, oh, dude is just peeing right there. Like, oh, it's real. But like that whole scene just in the beginning when they walking through, then the music, it was just, that was it. They just, and they all blue, and then they had the contacts in. That was like, I could watch that now. Like on YouTube, you could just watch
classic. That's a classic. That's that Hungry Wolf intro scene with the white contacts.
And then the famous picture in the back of them that I have researched. I researched the picture, and then I also researched the movie that they were watching.
Yeah, it's funny you bring the tunnel up. I had some drunken club nights there, and being in that unisex bathroom. You got in. Being when you in that unisex bathroom where you're not prepared for who's walking through. I'm like, catch you midstream. Be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. See, I was the girl walking past you like, oh, whoa, what's going on over there?
I wish I was there.
I'm sorry. It was good times.
Yeah. My favorite character is Nas' character. Yeah. I relate more to Nas in that movie. And that goddamn T-Boz. Goddamn.
Wow.
You talking about Keisha. Yeah, T-Boz is bad too. Back in the day, you know what I mean? I used to love T-Boz. Yeah. But yeah, that's my favorite part in that movie is when he gets the apartment gets raided.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite part in the movie.
I Belly Man is I remember the soundtrack. And
some dope. That's a dope soundtrack.
Here comes the boom. Here comes the boom.
Soundtrack.
Here comes the boom.
And I don't know if I'm technically speaking correctly, but I just remember like the cinematography of the movie, the way it was shot. You know what I mean? That I was really taken aback. I was really taken aback by Nas's performance. Yeah. With him being like a hip hop star, and then like I don't know if it preceded or came after like Poetic Justice, but all these young guys were out here rapping and acting and shit like this, and I just was like, I really got to go back and see the movie because I was so caught up in like the whole experience of the movie with like Nas, and then how it was shot, and then the soundtrack. I was like, damn, I was just really taken aback by the entrepreneurship of like everybody kind of like involved in it, being so young and just doing so much at the time. So that's what really impressed me, more so than the content of the movie, just the whole all the people that were involved in the content of it and the
DMX
score.
did a good ass job in that.
Yeah,
Oh, my
DMX.
God.
That's what I'm saying. So
You
it
was
was,
rooting for him.
Yeah, he was rooting for DMX.
yeah, it was just very surreal. You know,
Hype-
very
I was
Hype
rooting for
Williams.
DMX.
Yeah.
I'm still rooting for DMX.
yeah, everybody rooting for
Yeah,
DMX.
Dark Man
Yeah,
X.
Bundy.
Yeah,
DMX
Buns.
he got some hot
Yeah.
songs coming out.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
old
DMX is
DMX is
shit,
back
man.
now.
To make a
Yeah.
strip club in Newark look like it was in Arkansas,
What?
and
Right.
I've been in some of those
Yeah.
strip clubs that was in the film, so I know how
Right.
tight and congested
Yeah.
it
You know
is
what
when
it's like.
Oh,
shit
yeah.
go down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Belly
Oh
was
no.
some shit, man.
I've been to some too that was like, whoop,
Oh,
Lord, I
and-
don't think we
and
need
who-
to be in here.
And the actress, I can't
Yes.
remember her name, but Chiquita, the assassin
yeah.
in Belly. Yes.
When she jumped down, I was like, wow, that was just like amazing. She jumped down.
Hey, you know, I think somebody need to like call Aspire or call like Me TV or get that shit on again because they don't show it as much. But they got New Jack City out there.
now.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
BET movie.
Yeah.
But it's about all the curses and all.
Oh,
that.
I
Yeah,
gotta
it's not the same.
director's
You gotta
cut.
buy like
Yeah.
the Blu-ray or the DVD.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's not the same without it.
Nah.
that's true.
All
That's
right,
true.
next question's on me. Who wrote this shit?
What do you say?
You got like two panels there.
Does Vegas rules really exist? Do you agree with them or not?
Vegas rules would stay in Vegas.
Oh, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That was kind of
I've never been to Vegas. I want to go to Vegas.
Man, we might
And
need to
then-
add some more vodka to your cup. Then. Let's find out. New slips.
No, we need to call JetBlue. Get some
Oh, well.
tickets.
JetBlue.
I think it does. I think it does exist. But if it was me going to Vegas, I will apply by them rules. I don't want nobody know what I'm doing in Vegas.
Hold
going
on.
on.
You would apply the rules. Would you adhere to them? Would you follow them?
I'm single, so I can do whatever the fuck I want.
What
If
about
this was like 2 years ago? I was like,
what
yeah.
about it? But just hypothetically speaking, if your girl went, does that still apply?
If my girl went,
What you
does
want
not
to know.
apply. I ain't trying to get. I ain't trying to get whacked. I get put in the desert.
It does that. He'd be driven up to Rio somewhere.
No. I think Vegas is more. I mean, you can go with your significant other, but if you just going just like single, then you could do whatever you want. You go to the strip club, bar, whatever, get a prostitute, whatever, whatever you want to do. But if you go with your significant other, there's some rules.
But what if
Has
you
to be set
go?
up.
What if you have something back outside of Vegas?
Well, unless he,
Well, not to say. I mean, it could be anything. It could be wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, whatever. Does those rules still
all
apply?
right. If it's a girlfriend, right? Then it all depends on how deep is the relationship.
Okay, bachelor. Let's say it's your bachelor party. Okay, my friend had his bachelor party in Vegas,
Okay.
but he only wanted certain people to go,
Okay.
like me, my other homegirl, and I'm like, I don't think
So that's people he trusted.
yes.
Or
Yeah.
people he wanted to actually be there.
Was there strippers there or
He didn't.
Yes.
you ever? Okay.
He went to Mayweather's club over there,
Yeah, I mean,
and I was just
that's
like, I don't
fine.
think it's a good idea because then she's gonna ask me questions, and I didn't want to be part of that.
I mean, he went to Vegas. I mean, he must have had a lot of money because me or the club, that's just expensive. I just saw the menu. I ain't never going there when I go to Vegas.
Piece of broccoli is like $25.
Exactly. Like, fucking soup is like 20.
Yeah. Anybody? H? Did you?
What,
You say you agree with that?
Yeah, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Mind my business. No, I don't play them games. Whatever we do out there.
Vegas, I've never been, but I mean, hey, if it's a hedonistic playground, have at it. Live YOLO, shit.
Live your best life.
Yeah, Vegas, DR, Brazil. Hey,
I don't know about Brazil now for men. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
Wait, we gotta ask what you mean by that.
What is it?
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
We're gonna go on a tangent.
sorry.
here.
What is it, Brazil?
What is it?
Brazil
What is
got
it?
a-
Our sisters got with Brazil.
Okay. I have no problem with Brazil. What I'm saying is you don't know who's who in Brazil. So
Well,
I'm just
hell,
saying
you don't
a
know
girl.
who's who in Vegas.
That's true too. But I'm just saying it's more
And it's the language
Transgender.
barrier. Yeah.
transgender people in Vegas. So for men who do go out there, they might not know what they're getting into, and they might get mad or wake up like, oh, that wasn't a woman, or you know what I mean, like that type of situation happening in Brazil, which is kind of the same theory for what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas for men. So I mean, for you
feel
guys,
you. I hear
but you're
your
saying
point.
like you went over there, you see a big girl, big beautiful girl, booty, everything. You're like, oh, she's pretty, you know, okay. you get back and you find out she's not who she is. Like, what's the situation?
I think you can tell. Unless you had so many drinks, you can tell.
I don't know.
That's what I want to know. I want to know for that. Like,
yeah.
that's what I want to know. That should have been a question I should have put in there. Like, can you guys really know from, like, all the surgeries and stuff to know, like, yes?
Yes,
you can
tell.
No.
And the first two things I look at, the two things, the hands and the feet. And your feet look like like Andre the Giant's. You're a man.
That's true.
Like yeah. Sometimes you can tell by the face structure,
right?
Like the bones and all
right,
the face. But there's certain things you could tell. The first thing I look at is the hands and the feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
The most convincing, I guess, transgender. I don't know what to call them, but with respect to everybody.
Say it right.
With respect to everybody, the most convincing ones I've seen has been of the Asian and the Spanish culture.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And why? I guess when I peel it all back, I'm gonna say with the Spanish people, you got the hair, good looking. A lot of them are good looking people, and so you get the breasts, and then you fucking tuck the tail. You tuck the tail, and then fucking Vernon become Veronica. You know what I mean? And so and then the other group of people that I've seen that is convincing on are the Asian people. They're usually pretty petite.
Lady boys.
Yeah. So the breasts aren't pronounced, and so I don't know.
So that's why I said with this.
I don't know.
It's not. It's a rough one. Because what's the the one? Is the name Ashley? That the rapper Chingy somehow got me.
Now, what's her name? Star. Sydney Star. Supposedly he had messed with Sydney Star.
Nah, you could tell with Sydney Star.
Now you look at them real quick after a couple of these. Come on now.
No, you could
tell.
She's
a boy.
Star.
Yes.
She's a boy.
She was on Love and Hip Hop.
Got whoever the plastic surgeon is. They
did
their
a good
pay.
job.
No,
I'm saying it's. Oh no, with me it is something that
it's usually a feeling.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
it's a feeling like wait a minute. Like,
right.
like sends up. Like,
this is what I need to tell. This is what my theory on it. Right.
Interesting.
If she don't get an attitude once a month or some type of like look or something like attitude, something don't change. And she just happy the whole month. Ain't no woman that happy the whole month. Let me tell you, I'm not happy the whole month.
Yeah.
Now, if you just going through life and say, "Oh, she's a beautiful wife. She's never treated me wrong. This is the only problem. She can't have kids."
Oh, did you just break girl code?
I know I did. I'm sorry. The women gonna hate me for this.
Let me make notes. No, need more like you.
I'm sorry. I hate to say it though, but it's true. Like, come on now, come on, guys. Some of you guys might like the Malik Yo, but I don't know what he was thinking. But that's his business. That might be another topic. But
some guys. I mean, look,
that's what you into.
Some guys are into that.
I know some guys, man, that they claim to have like met somebody that weren't exactly who they say they were, spent so much time with them, and then they like, oh, I'm in love with this person, and then it's even though this person is like packing something bigger than this fucking microphone.
Jesus.
Take
the wheel.
Motherfucker still just like, I'm in love with their mind and shit. I'm like, well, what about that big ass dick between them?
They start singing that guy track. How deep is your
mind? You went back crying to yourself.
Like, I'm down with the pretty smile, but what about that big old thing?
I mean,
what about that missile between
them?
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, there are guys out there that totally don't want to admit once they do that. They,
Oh, you're
actually gay now.
Yeah.
They don't want to admit that. No, she's a woman. Like,
no,
they mentally fucked up. Like,
right.
No, motherfucker, you're gay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You like another man.
Yeah.
Anyway, next question.
I guess so. Does it stay in Vegas? I think it does.
Yes.
Does it?
Well, that stays in Vegas.
Yeah. That stays with you for your entire life. Shit, you can go to California, Vegas, Nevada. You can go anywhere.
It's like that scene in Ace Ventura when he found out the detective was a man. He burned on his clothes with the shower. Took a hot ass shower.
Oh my god.
No, like the crying games.
Yeah.
Okay, getting married after 40, yes or no?
Getting married after 40.
Yes or no?
That's on you.
Yes.
It's on you. H.
I'm gonna say I don't know. My generation of people is no. because my cousin just got married and she's under 30. Okay. So I see that the generation now under 30 is getting married. Like I see it on Instagram and Facebook. Like, oh, it's cool to get married and pay all this money to get married and have this big hoopla. But over 40, I don't know. Right. As a woman, I hate to say this again. Them women gonna hate me on this show today. I don't know. I just can't see myself with the big wedding and this and that. Like, if you want to go to City Hall, that's cool and stuff. But I don't know about all that $50,000, $30,000, $2,000 for a dress. I don't know if it's me cheap and that's the African side of me. But I'm like, honey, no, I don't need all that.
So is it the finances that makes you say no, or is it just the age that makes you say
it's
no?
a little bit of both, because the guys that I know of 40, they playing too much games. Now the guys
40?
who, because they still playing games like they like they young.
Close to the grave at 40. I'm like,
yeah, but I know more people now 40 having different kids with different baby mamas. Like, what are you doing? You over the age? You better stop playing games.
No,
You better settle.
age is 40, but their mindset.
Which doctor should I see?
The mindset is 20, but they actually 40. You know,
right.
Guys, they're older guys are still immature. You know?
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And then, like, for her, she just got married in Jamaica, whatever. So he's nice, he's smart or whatever. But, I don't know what they do. That's their business, of course. But I'm just saying, like, I see them stepping up to the plate. Like, being a real man, taking it back to the old school, being the breadwinner and all that stuff. I come for that era. But now the guys that I know, they're not into all that. They just, like, want to play games and stuff. And I'm like, who got time for all that? Look, I'm in my 40s. I have no time to play games. I have no time to play, even to have kids or anything. It's yes or no. So.
Well, I don't have time to play games while I'm 30.
Hallelujah.
So 40. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, I don't have no problem with anybody getting married when they're 40. Me personally, if I was 40 and I'm actually met the right person that make me happy, I don't mind getting married to that person.
I mean, the big wedding?
Having a big wedding, I don't know. I don't know. It depends if I mean, that's when it comes to weddings, it's not all about the man, it's about the woman, because the woman pays for, like, not just she pays for everything, but it's basically her day. All you gotta do is show up with your tux and say I do for a man. You know what I'm saying? But so
for today,
it depends. Because I ain't paying for that shit. But
But do you want that? Would you want to have that big thing? For me, I'm saying no, because I'm feeling like I don't want to pay $50,000. We could go to Thailand, Bora Bora.
You know what?
Me different. We could just go down to 161st.
Right.
Hey, hello.
Right. And then have like a big, like a center or something.
Right.
Get a DJ or whatever. Have grandma and aunties cooking food and all that shit, and do shit like that. Get a DJ, but a big ass wedding with fucking doves and shit flying over. I don't want that shit.
But you know what, Jeff? I think you hit it. I think you hit the fucking nail on the head, or whatever they say. Whatever the fuck they say. But no, I think you're right. Like, after 40, even at 20, I don't give a fuck how old you are. I think all the fucking glitz and glamour with the tux and all that shit, I think that shit is so fucking played. You know what I mean? Right. If I was fucking 21, I wouldn't want a big wedding. I would want to have a big ass party. Yeah. Now that's one thing. I have a fucking party. Yeah. Whether I'm 21, 31, 41, 51, 61, right. I would spend that money on a good time for me and baby. Yeah. And everybody to celebrate what we doing. Right. And then I'd put the rest of those funsies towards something else, like a nice ass trip. You can call it a honeymoon or whatever. I'm calling it a fucking trip. Right. Honeymoon your ass. I'm going to kick it. We going to hang out and celebrate our love together. So, I think it's twofold. Like, do I want something big? Hell yeah. If that's what we are, all right. If we got to run down to the courthouse and the formality of the shit, that's one thing. But we coming back to the rec center and we gonna fucking whoop it up. Right. We putting the fucking basketball courts up and the volleyball nets and all this shit. You see what I'm saying? So as far as the formality of it, I don't need all this shit. Right. But as far as a celebration, I'm down.
But what
happened?
That. That's what she wants, because you see, I'm saying women out there. There's not a lot of women like me that don't want. You know what I mean? Those women want that big glitz and glam. They want a $2,000 dress to show off. Me, I just think it's an intimate moment where the people that I want with me up there should be the people who I trust, my family. True. So if we go to City Hall 161st, let me tell you, it should be people that's in my head. Absolutely. The people who know me in and out. I don't want to stand up to an altar with people that I just kick it with here and there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like you have all these bridesmaids, and you don't really mess with that girl like that, but you want her on an important day.
And that's what most of that shit is for. That shit is for, like, you know, that shit is wagging a dog. It's just for other people.
Right.
Even when people are young, and even when you have the money, you know, people in the Hamptons, when they invite all these motherfuckers that they know they hate. You see what I'm saying? Bring them out there, eat your shrimp and all your lobster and all this shit. Put on your fucking rental suits and all that shit. That shit is all for just posh and glitz and glamour. If you peel it all the way back, they would do the same shit. They would have a little small thing where they could sit and drink and kick it. You see what I'm saying? If baby wanted it, if the bride-to-be wanted that shit, then I kind of think, especially taking in the age, I think that I could probably talk to her and be like, look, baby, you know, this is what we can do. We can, you know, there's a middle ground. Can you go get a nice ass dress and I get suited and booted? Hell yeah, we can do that. But we ain't spending 50 grand on that shit. If we come out spending $5 grand, that's gonna be a lot. You see what I'm saying? Not on clothes and all that old bullshit.
$5 grand, that's it.
Listen, man, time is hard.
Hey, you want to go to Fiji and you want to go to fucking Jamaica and hang out? Hey, I think that money is well spent somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
We going to Marcus Garvey Community Center. Get a DJ,
go to the buffet down at the steakhouse.
Okay, real quick. There's somebody that we seen in Old Country Buffet had a reception, right? So I said I would do that one day just to joke on some people and say I would have my reception there just to see how many people will be real estate.
I like Old Country Buffet.
So what happened was she was all nice, her dress, and it was a guy. They was an interracial couple, and I'm over here getting my chicken and mashed potatoes, and I'm like, oh no, this is real. They really had their reception. Yes, I was like, congratulations. Oh, you look beautiful. But, you know, in the back, you know, I'm laughing. And I'm just like, they really, then, you know, I sat there and thought about it like, no, like they really, this is what they can afford. Like, don't laugh at them.
They waiting on the green beans to be replenished and shit, you know?
And they had the back room and everything.
I get it. No, but if that's all you can afford, I mean, look, all bullshit aside.
And they probably still together.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it ain't about what
makes them happy, too.
Right.
Yeah, and all about what
I had some people talking about doing their reception at Golden Corral. So it's,
yeah.
You know, it's about what makes you happy.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck yeah.
It's about what makes you
So you gotta have a real rider to go to Golden Corral, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ain't too many riders out here. They want to go into STK and all this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta be able to do both.
All right, so we got like time for a couple more
What
questions.
we got? The bowl is in front of
Yeah.
the Saucy bowl. H, what you think about that Click A?
That's good. It's smooth. I like it. It's not too harsh.
Do you smoke cigars?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So I gotta get you a couple.
Okay.
We got to get H back on here, right?
Yeah, definitely. Listen,
I feel welcome.
you're
welcome.
a social alumni now.
Okay,
so social alumni are welcome to come back anytime.
Right.
You got something you want to promote or anything like that? Just
I
come back.
gotcha.
Hit us up and let us know.
Okay, that's a redundant question.
Uh-oh.
What you got, Dad? Come on.
That was a redundant question. That one we already answered.
Oh.
If he's straining to read, it's either Jeff wrote it or I wrote it.
You wrote it.
Hey, bullshit. You know, I think Walgreens will probably give us a fucking the optical department to give us a fucking sponsorship.
You need what you call the
some
little
2020s or 3030s or some shit like this. Okay, I think this is it. I think it says favorite or memorable cartoon or movie. Is that movie?
Anime. It says anime.
Oh, anime. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Anime your ass. No, anyway.
You know, Comic-Con is down now.
No, Comic-Con
the
is
whole.
down.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be quick. But my favorite cartoon, y'all know I'm old as shit. I can't see none of that little shit. So I'm going back to the old ass school. I'm going to give 2 cartoons and I got like 1,000 of them motherfuckers. You should never bring that shit up. Anime your ass. But one of my favorite cartoons is fucking Speed Racer.
Oh yeah,
I love that shit.
Chim Chim.
Yeah, Chim. The fucking one thing I don't want to go off on a tangent, but yeah, if you remember the Mammoth car. The Mammoth car?
Yeah.
Mammoth car wasn't no fucking car. This shit was longer than an Amtrak train.
It had its own theme music.
Yeah, How in the fuck you gonna call this a car? I just don't get it. I love Racer X, Chim Chim and the whole crew, but the fucking Mammoth car, like, come on. I mean, Hanna-Barbera, you got to be fucking kidding me. Okay, and the last one that's really old school was it's a guy, and his name was Hong Kong Phooey.
Oh yeah.
Hong Kong Phooey.
So that's really old school. If anybody remember that shit, those are two of my favorite cartoons. And then the third one, I'm just gonna throw in there right quick, and I'm gonna move on. It was a joint called Batfink, and I won't give it to that. So anyway, Batfink, motherfucking Speed Racer, and Hong Kong Phooey was my shit.
What you got, Mac?
For me, old school cartoons, man, I'm gonna go. Man, it's too many, but first one comes to mind would be Herculoids. If anybody remembers that.
What's a Herculoids?
Herculoids.
It was like a family, like a super.
Yeah, it was like
superhero
the
family.
Yeah,
And they had like dinosaurs and shit.
yeah, the pet dinosaur,
like
the
a
dragon that
triceratops.
spits
Yeah.
lasers and shit.
Horn and shit.
Wow.
Like the Flintstones?
Yeah, they had
Yeah,
like
brother.
the
superhero.
Superhero
Yeah.
family.
Take
had the
it
damn
back.
the what was it, the ape made out of stone.
Yeah, Herculoids.
But for anime, I would say it's pretty dark. Definitely not for children. If anybody checked out Berserk, yeah. Well, quick synopsis.
freaky.
Just
Ninjago.
with Berserk. Just think of a
I know
character,
Ninjago.
a young boy brought into a coven of bandits. The leader of the bandits eventually rapes this young boy.
Ooh,
He's one of
shit.
his warriors / assassins.
This is dark.
Young boy runs away, finds a female, they fall in love. The coven of bandits catches up to him, forces him to watch them rape his
wait
love, the love of his life.
Wait a minute. What the
Lord,
fuck is
wait,
this?
wait,
they
What's
rape
this
no,
shit?
not just rape her. They rape her into insanity because the leader of the band of thieves is a demonically possessed. It gets crazy.
What do you buy
But
this stuff at?
another one that's on Netflix that's I just checked out that's pretty good. It's called Seis Manos. It's all I can say. Excellent actor Danny Trejo. He's doing the voiceover for a Mexican drug lord. So now you have demonic Mexican drug lords mixed with brujeria, Mexican for occult or witchcraft, combined with martial arts. Dope ass animation. Trust me, when you got somebody just impaling somebody's temple with their finger and pulling the brains out.
I thought Family Guy was bad.
I mean, I was gonna say
That's
Alvin and the
anime?
Chipmunks, but I
That's
mean,
anime?
Yeah.
No, is that Japanese?
No, check Netflix. No, this is all in English.
But is it Japanese? Is anime Japanese?
Yes, for the
Yeah.
most part, it is.
Yeah.
That's some diabolical shit. I mean, not to be like
That
that.
sound like some Color Purple.
I didn't know.
I know.
I never knew.
It's sick, but
is it all that violent though?
It's violent.
Yeah.
It's ugly. Dude, the berserk. His name is Guts. While he's trying to get,
what the
I know.
fuck is this
While
out
he's
here?
trying to get to his love interest, the demons that this guy commands is coming at him. They actually rip his arm off out the socket while he's trying to get to his woman. Another one claws his face so hard it, like the eyeball, just pops like a grape in his face.
Come
All
on,
right, I'm just
Japan.
saying
What y'all doing over there? What the fuck is going over in Japan
I'm gonna
now?
go with Looney Tunes.
Cut the anime out.
Anything like Looney Tunes. My favorite Looney Tune character is Daffy Duck. Mine.
yes.
And I'm gonna go with like Marvel. I'm a big X-Men fan, so
Nice.
love
The X-Men from
X-Men
the early
90s.
90s?
Whole
Yeah,
franchise.
The rock theme music?
I love Magneto. That's my favorite. Marvel character. H.
I
Hey,
was
what you
just
got?
like, Alvin and the Chipmunks and
I'm
DuckTales.
gonna get all
Okay.
I wasn't that
Darkwing
deep, but
Duck.
I did like my G.I. Joes. Like I had my G.I. Joes and my Transformers. Like I was into
I
that.
like that.
And then like I was into Knight Rider. I had my Knight Rider set where you had
Oh,
to pump
yeah,
it and then run around the
kick
trace. And I was like, yeah, that's what I was like, yeah, I want a car.
Good
Yeah.
ones. I like that.
So
I
We
like
got time
that.
for one more. Got time for
Damn,
one
I gotta
One
look
more,
into this
one more.
anime though.
I know
I'm
you
a
got
little-
me like, I need
Yeah,
to
I'm a
see
little
this.
concerned about that shit.
I might need to watch this during the day.
I know suicide rates are up over there.
Nah,
They're looking at
it's
too much of that
crazy.
I ain't
crazy
watching
shit.
that
Fuck's going on?
What?
Wow. Should we trust banks? Did I read that correctly? Whoever wrote it?
Yeah, that was me.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry,
You
I
trust
I thought that
Banks?
was you because you said Chase.
Oh yeah,
that's what
Chase,
Right?
you
Because you just
asshole.
talked about Chase.
Yeah, I know. See that? Everybody
because me
great
had a
minds,
conversation
man.
with Banks and all that, and how it's a conspiracy of getting everybody in
Oh,
debt.
World
and all
Banks
that. World
and-
Banks. Yeah, that's why I put that question.
I like. Hey, man, banks are fucked up though. Like I
Yes.
say, when a bank can tell you what to do with your money, this is my fucking money. I'm choosing your dumb ass to protect it. Don't be talking about I not tuck too much out or I not move too much. That's your ass. You know, if I didn't have nowhere else to secure my shit, if I had a bigger mattress, I'd put my shit underneath my bed. But I need your ass, so
People gonna start doing that. I'm putting it in my shoebox.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fucked up.
Kid is safe.
Plus, you know what else they need to do? They need to fucking work on those ATM cards for like after hours. You know, when you're trying to get in and shit like that. Your ass trying to get in. It's a fucking cat burglar coming down the street. You're swiping and diking and all this shit trying to get in.
Shit won't let you.
Yeah, the shit won't let
Right.
you in. It's like I'll be
Yeah,
damned.
it's like swiping a Metro card.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Did you know you can get into the post office with your ATM card?
Really?
What?
I guess that's only it's in
never
Yonkers,
tried.
right?
Wow.
So in Yonkers it says swipe your ATM card so you can get in. So I'm like, is
Well,
it
they're
safe?
capturing your ID.
Right, that's
and
what I'm just
everything,
like.
so-
Wait a minute, is it
Nah,
safe? Like,
that
should I
shit.
do it?
Yeah,
I know one night I was on Myrtle. I was about to go through the mail slot. This motherfucker coming down the street. My shit didn't work. I was swiping like a motherfucker. I'm like, this motherfucker finna fuck me up. So I tried one more time before I had to face his ass, and he cleared. I'm glad I walked on by because all I had was a fucking bank card, and I don't know how much damage that could have done. A couple swipes upside the head or something.
You,
But that
you
was
know,
about
and
it.
I'm like the worst when it comes to going into an ATM lobby
Right.
because I'm maybe people look at me as
Man.
like a bad citizen or something, but I'm that one. If I swipe in
You close that
and
door.
you're too far away from me, I'm pulling that door up and I'll watch you. I'll be like, "Do you have identification?
You
Please?"
got to struggle to get this.
You know, I'm like, you ain't about to jack me in no
Yeah.
ATM
Right,
lobby.
bullshit.
I've been in
All
those
close quarters and
situations.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, trust
Yeah,
me.
man.
Yeah, I've been
Let's
in
do
them
one more.
situations.
One,
Yeah,
Let's do one more,
We got
Matt.
3 minutes left. We got 3 minutes.
That's
One more and
crazy.
then we
oh, it's only one in here.
That's it.
That's the
It's
last
only
one.
one in there?
Oh, we got through. We got
Perfect.
through everything. We got through everything.
Open forum.
Yeah.
What
Yeah. What you got, man?
What do you think the next generation will be called? An example of that would be baby boomer, Gen X,
Oh, good
millennials.
question.
What?
That's a great question.
That's a great question.
Lost.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Lost in transition.
What you think, Matt?
It's a lot of it is marketing based,
Yeah.
actually, because they just want. It's like marketers; they just want to know how to sell the next big thing or perceived big thing.
Right.
Look at this. What is it? iPhone 11 or whatever.
I lost track after 9.
My daughter come to me talking about, "Daddy, can I have this iPhone, some $1,300 iPhone maxed out?" I'm like, that's either a used car or a computer of which you can probably start your own small
It's rent.
business.
That's what it
or
is.
something.
It's your rent.
Rent
It's a
1,300.
mortgage.
That's a mortgage on a
Yeah.
condo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's all marketing based, but the world has accepted it as a norm of labeling
Yeah.
incoming generations.
Right.
Who's in play now? What are they called now?
X, right? No.
Are they X?
Nah, I think I'm a X.
They like Gen Z or some shit, aren't they?
I don't know.
No,
what the fuck.
millennials.
I don't know what the fuck they are.
No, it's millennials, right?
No,
currently, I
millennials,
believe
they're
it's
over with, aren't they?
millennials.
Aren't they?
Oh,
They
it's
still
not.
I'm a
millennials?
millennial. No. I was born in 87.
87?
Yeah, so
It's
you fall in
millennial.
millennials. I fall
What
into
you
a
at?
Gen X.
Gen X. H, what you? What are you?
I think Gen X,
Where you
right?
was
40s?
born?
You Gen X?
40,
Yeah, yeah.
77.
I'm a baby
Yeah,
boomer.
X.
You born in 77?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You was born in 77?
77. This is 40.
Damn.
Looking good.
Ooh, black don't crack,
Gonna
girl.
have to bottle that.
Oh,
wow.
shit.
Okay.
You should drop an H-bomb for that.
Shit,
Oh,
you ain't never
the
lied.
real.
That's Saucy bomb.
Damn. Drop an H-bomb for that shit.
But I think the next labeling might be something aligned with technology.
Yeah.
I
It
got
might-
one.
It could
Yeah.
be like Gen Crypto or
yeah.
some crap. like that.
Cryptocurrency.
I got one.
I do.
We're going to call them motherfucking Instacons.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Instacons because
Yeah. Instagram.
they're gonna be Instacons because everything is so fucking instant. Everything is like right now. It's like right now. I gotta have it like right now. And the communication factor. Everybody's so connected.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that you called me last night because I didn't get your call. I didn't get your text. I didn't get your fucking cloud message. You know, the knock on the door. So look here. I think that's what they're gonna combine all of that together. I'm going to call it the next generation. It's going to be called Instacons.
Or Gen Micro. We are in a microwave society.
That's true.
All right, yo, that's it. Episode 1 of season 2.
Wow.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Anybody got any special shout outs going on?
Fuck yeah, always some shout outs, buddy. You know that. You know what? I'm gonna defer to somebody else, but I'm gonna ask you first because you came out with the Pac and shit, but you didn't say anything about it. What you got going on the Pac, man?
The reason why I was playing Pac because Pac coming off September.
Right.
So Pac died in September.
What, the 13th?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
right.
The 13th. So a lot of people don't know me and Pac have something in connection. That's why I chose him for this one.
Okay.
Because we both were raised by revolutionaries.
That's right.
And my uncles were Black Panthers in the Harlem chapter.
That's
so
right.
They knew Ofini.
Right.
So they wasn't part of the Panther 13, but they was in that chapter when it happened. So that's one thing what connects me to Pac.
I got
So
you.
that's why I played him on the first one.
I got you. Play that shit, Jeff. And I'll say, man, look here. I'm so glad that you did, and I didn't know that you was, and I'll be short. But I've been listening to fucking Pac all fucking day, man. This shit is crazy. I mean, you know, so anyway, speaking of revolutionaries and shit like that, I'm from Detroit, you know. You can go and look at the fucking photo albums, and my shit is up real high. So, you know, I've been living that shit for years, and so I applause to you for playing that shit. I love me some Pac. Shout outs, just want to give a shout out to the Saucy Conversation crew, the nation. What's up, Miss V? What's up, O? We miss you. Hope you make it next time. Annalise, all the whole family. Shout out to the D. Shout out to Inktown. Shout out to Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, all the boroughs and shit like that. Shout out to the Acronym League, and I'm just happy to be back for season 2. I hope everybody again will be tuning in and shit. So that's me.
Go ahead, man.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in to season 2. And during this brief moment of silence, I also would like to give big ups and respect to the family of the actress Diane Carroll, who passed away this week.
Big ups.
So if you don't know, go on YouTube or whatever streaming service you have and look up the name. One of my favorite films for her that developed my childhood crush would be Claudine.
Yes.
Love that.
That's one of my favorites from
Gotta
her.
love that.
Yeah.
Hey, tell us what's going
Good
on.
shit, man. Good shit, baby.
Thank you guys for having me. It was a pleasure to be here. I hope I can come back with you guys. Hope the ladies are here next time when I do come. I have big beef apparel, and we're gonna drop it. We're gonna relaunch it and stuff like that. But I'm just happy to be here, and I'm glad to meet you guys.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Come back anytime.
Oh yeah. Find us on Instagram, Saucy Conversations, with a Z at the end. Also follow us on Facebook. Also give a special shout out to Clay Vodka, Zodiac Cigars.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Damn.
This season is gonna be big. We got a lot of crossover with other podcasts coming through to be on the show. We gotta have some social alumni also who was a part of season 1 on the show. So we're just gonna keep it going, and also social support. Go to PayPal, Saucy Conversations, donate to the cause and everything. We try to get things done, all right? So peace and love to everybody.
Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace. Hope you enjoyed the logo.